And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Cardinals continuing their preparation for the Hall of Fame game. Don't forget, it's coming up quickly, just next week. Diamondbacks with a much-needed day off, and the Philadelphia 76ers believe that signing LeBron James will equate to over $400 million in economic impact. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Laz back in the ESPN studios. We are hanging out today in Tempe at Twin Peaks. Great crowd is already on hand. They're watching baseball. They're watching ESPN. They're watching golf. Everything that you want to watch is available for you right here at Twin Peaks. Manuch, how are you?
I'm doing good. You're seeing a lot of the construction guys.
Yeah.
And I talked to one guy on the way in, and I said, hey, look, with this heat, because I think it's pushing about 110 right now. I said, what time do you guys start? He said, well, as soon as that sun comes up, whether it's 5:30, whatever, and you can tell a lot of them usually wrap it up, he said, by 1:30 or 2 at the latest. So a lot of those guys are coming out there with all the construction, all the roofing guys, like State 48 Roofing.
Yeah.
I asked Jason one time, how do you guys do it? And he had a formula as far as the water and then the long sleeves that they wear.
Oh, yes.
And the other certain kind of fabric. And then they do the same thing. They try to get out, be done by all their work at 1:30 or 2, unless it's just absolutely pouring, and you get a call at 3. It's temperature's a little less, right? He said, but don't you know it? That night, that next morning, they're up and at 'em. So our good buddy Jason and the boys over at State 48 Roofing are going to be very busy. And folks, if they give you a free evaluation, if free, did I say free, Jimmy?
You did.
If it's free, it's for me, and I'll
too.
take free evaluations because there's more monsoons and haboobs that are coming right around the corner.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. Listen, there's only one 5:30 to me, pal, and that's p.m. I don't do that a.m. stuff anymore. That is long gone.
When I say 5:30, you're thinking blue plate special.
Damn straight,
I'm over there early.
Yeah.
Get my one drink, settle in.
Yeah.
Get that meatloaf special or whatever it takes.
I don't do meatloaf.
And you know what? The sad thing is no more Luby's around like there used to be back in the day. Luby's had the best food, the best blue plate specials of all the world. Miss Luby's.
Here at Twin Peaks today, they always have the cold 29-degree drafts. They're always available here at Twin Peaks. Okay, Manuch, here we go. There is no baseball today locally. There are plenty of games being played around the country, of course, but the D-backs have today off. So after yesterday's win, Torey Avello came out with a announcement. You and I have been calling for this announcement for the last 3, maybe 4 weeks, but he finally made it official. And that is Paul Sewald is no longer the closer.
Yeah, I think we saw this coming, Jimmy B. I really do. I mean, he has really struggled. And I think one of the biggest things that he's struggling with is giving up home runs, giving up dingers. And I think the back-to-back that he had against Pittsburgh in that 9th inning for them to tie the game was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
Agree.
Now, and we'll get some sound in reference to that coming up in our replay rewind. They're going to do it by committee. They're going to go ahead and do it in reference to who's up, who's not up, all those kind of things. And I feel that if you don't have a designated closer, you don't have a closer. It's like, what's the old saying? Okay, if you got
3 quarterbacks and you're trying to play all 3, you don't have a QB.
You don't have a QB, exactly. So they don't have a closer per se. I don't know when Puck's coming back. I don't know Martinez is coming back. I know Laz is looking into that for us back there at the studios to see when they're coming back. And at that point in time, if it's Martinez as a setup guy in the 8th inning and Puck closes, or vice versa. Not a good thing. So that could be, as they say in Texas, Jimmy B, one of the scenarios they look at the trade deadline on Monday.
For me, I don't have any heartburn over this.
Oh, I don't either.
It's
long overdue.
We saw this 2 years ago because it was the same thing. He started out real fast. Everybody said, hey, this guy can shut the door. And then all of a sudden, the door was, and I'll quote my esteemed colleague, wide ass open.
Exactly.
Because the ball was flying out of the yard.
And Laz, as I recollect, I remember last year that Sewald was one of the few individuals that was being sought after at the trade deadline. Besides Suarez and Naylor, Zach Gallen was basically kicked to the curb. But as you were mentioning yesterday, when Sewald got traded to Cleveland, that pattern happened again. He had a bad second half for Cleveland as well last year.
Yeah, he had almost a 6 ERA for Cleveland as well. I think the D-backs were hoping they could get him back and turn him into semi-2023-ish form, which he showed signs of life, but I think eventually he's just older. He's wearing down. It's the dog days of summer, and he has not pitched well for the D-backs. Home run after home run.
Well, here's the thing. This is 3 years in a row, guys. I mean, this is a pattern. This is an issue that if he's gonna struggle or fade in the second half of the season, that is a major issue forever has Paul Sewald. So I don't know if he maybe gets moved down to a seventh inning guy, a 1-out guy, a 2-out guy, 7th or 8th. But as far as closing, he will still close if that particular opportunity arises.
Right.
But if I've got a 2 or 3 run lead, he might be down on the pecking order as far as closers I come in to basically save a game.
Manuch, what are you going to do now at first base? Because the trading deadline is coming up on Monday. Do they, seek out and we'll get to our State 48 Roofing, get your call question today in just a moment, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. Because at first base, it's been interchangeable. When they brought up Tyler Locklear, we thought that, okay, they're going to give the boy a shot. And then he didn't even sniff the field for like 3 games, finally got in, produced a little bit, and then he was back on the pine again. Now they got Tawa at first base. They've used Vargas at first base. What, do we have any clue what's going on?
If you've got 3, you have none.
Good point.
Once again, It's like the closer situation. So I got to imagine that looking at a viable, consistent, don't have to be quite the slugger, but a guy that can drive the ball at first base has got to be something the Diamondbacks are looking at. And to your point, Locklear came up. He's hitting fairly well. I think he's at 275.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at Tawa, 0 for 3. The day before, you had Locklear was 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. So I guess basically it's a looking at production and having a stable first baseman. And when I think of a viable, solid first baseman, a guy that will face righties and lefties, not interchange them, if you know what I'm talking about.
I understand.
And, you look at him and Tawa, they're both right-handed batters.
Yes.
So, Laz, as we talked earlier, I wanted you to pull up the first base position the last 10 games, what kind of production we're getting no matter who's playing. What'd you find out?
So over the last 10 games, as a group between Tawa, Vargas, and Locklear, they're batting 275, so that's not horrible. But most of that average is coming from Tim Tawa. He's batting 324 his last 10 games, albeit all of those haven't been from first base. But he has 3 homers with 10 ribbies in his last 10. Vargas has been all right. He's got 8 hits, so he's at least getting on base and putting together good ABs. But Tyler Locklear has been the one to give them at least a little bit of a jolt of power at first base. He had that 3 RBI game in the homer against the Cardinals, and he's actually 5 for his last 13 over the last few. So he's been all right as well. Overall, though, they have 25 hits, 4 homers, 16 RBIs, and they're batting around 320 as a group in the last 5 games, 275 over the last 10. So they've been okay. It's just you need 1 first baseman, not 3.
Yeah, and I think that's all well and good, but I agree with you. I think if you got one guy that would have those stats, so if it was just Locklear or whoever, Tawa or Vargas, I just don't think he's your utility guy.
Yeah.
Give the first man a break day. That guy's got the day off. We got a lefty, so we're going to put Vargas in there. And I just think that at this point, I think about it, Walker, I think was the last really true first baseman that the Diamondbacks have had. It was you look at Goldie, you look at Walker, and I think that's pretty much been it because they've had several guys rotate through that. I think even Fernandez, remember they tried him early in the season at first base.
And the D-backs, obviously, we don't think they're going to be serious buyers. I think because they're banging more on the guys getting healthy and coming back. But there is rumors for some veteran guys who do play a traditional first base that the D-backs have looked into, like maybe a Josh Bell, even though he's a little bit older. He was a D-back once before, and he played well for them. He's a switch hitter. Some people were saying even a guy like a Ryan O'Hearn from Pittsburgh, or maybe a Luis Arias, because the Giants are trying to sell everyone, and Arias could be a first baseman, even though traditionally he was a second. He's played a lot of first. So I think if they do buy small, they're at least going to try to look into that first base position.
All right, that brings us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. By the way, with the monsoon season here, get in touch with State 48 Roofing because they will keep your roof sexy. All you got to do is just go online, state48roofing.com. Again, that's state48roofing.com, or go old school, 480-268-4509. Here's the question, just what we were discussing. D-backs have said they will be buyers at the trading deadline, which is this coming Monday. What will they need the most? What will be needed the most? You have four options. A, consistent first baseman. 2, a closer. 3, another big bat. 4, another starter. Just go on Roc and Manuch on X, also on Instagram. Cast your vote, and we will continue to update it throughout the course of the program. We will do that for you. Hey, speaking of which, we want to tell everybody right now, all you got to do is text ESPN to 59925. Well, Jimmy, why are you telling people to do that? Here's why. It's all part of our great partnership with Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Yep, we're going to give away a Bluetooth speaker so that you can take us when you're at the lake, the pool, on the golf course, the tailgate, wherever you go. You can be in touch with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Just text ESPN to 59925. It's all presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill, and Biggs will offer a $100 gift card as well. It's Biggs in Peoria. The food's hot and the beer's cold, and sports fans call it home in Peoria. All right, we're coming right back. We will roll. It's our Lerner and Rowe coming up with the Replay Rewind. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B today in Tempe at Twin Peaks.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Biggs American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Biggs is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Biggs American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com. When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
All right, everybody, we are back. Twin Peaks, where we are located today in the marketplace here in Tempe. It's a great location, terrific crowd already on hand, enjoying terrific drinks and food as well. And we are here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Let's get you right now to our replay rewind. It's all presented by our great partnership with Lerner and Rowe. So yesterday's game was an afternoon getaway game by the Diamondbacks in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. And then Manuch complaining that they took a bus ride from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, which is about an hour and a half drive.
We're gonna keep you guys humble, and we're gonna keep you honest, just like the minor leagues, man. Yeah, the scenic views of
It's a
Pittsburgh
beautiful ride.
to Cleveland.
It's a beautiful drive that
Whatever.
way. I made it several times.
So did I. Jeez, hot, muggy. Did they pull over at
At a truck
at
stop?
a Wawa or a Buc-ee's and get their gummy bears and their pixie sticks and all the other stuff? Yeah, can we get a big old Slurpee? Oh, you're out of cola? Oh, what about grape?
Yeah,
Just
I love grape.
cracks me up.
All right, here we go. The highlights. It is the top of the fourth inning. Here's the action.
The 0-1. Moreno in the air to center field, going back on this Garcia. Still going back. He's to the fence. That ball is gone. Number 8 on the year for Gabriel Moreno, and it's 2-0 Diamondbacks in the fourth.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for these highlights, by the way. Quickly then to the top of the sixth inning, and they pick up an insurance run right here.
And the 2-2 to the veteran outfielder. Swinging a liner, past the diving Lau into right field, a base hit. Moreno scores. Marte to second, 3-0 Diamondbacks of the sixth.
You know, Jimmy, one of the things that Moreno has been very adept at on the road, he's hitting .348 on the road, 5 home runs away, 31 RBIs on the year away games, and his OBP away is .410. So he likes the road. So maybe he'll like that bus ride even more so going from Pittsburgh to Cleveland. But Gabby's he's been hot. He's been doing a phenomenal job behind the plate. But if there's one thing you want is a guy that's kind of carried you on the road with a guy that's dang near hitting .350 on the year on all the road games.
All right, so let's get then to some of the sound. We'll start first with the skipper. By the way, the play-by-play highlights courtesy of 98.7 and D-Backs TV giving us the sound right here with Torre Lavallo. Erod with a 8-inning performance and a shutout. Here he is.
I think overall he has a great feel for what's happening inside of his own dugout, inside of his own clubhouse, and then he picks up what's going on across the way as well. So their pitcher was locked in, making pitches. He rose to that challenge, but overall, he knew that he was going to get something north of 100 pitches today. He was fighting for 120. I wasn't going to do that, but I told him we'll get you between 105 and 110. Go win us a ball game. But he knew the reason why that had to happen. We were very light in the bullpen.
And he stepped up to the challenge.
He did.
And I think a lot of people are finally seeing the Eduardo Rodriguez from a few years ago before he came to the Arizona Diamondback Ball Club. And I think that's the key. He has really stepped up. He is right now one of the best, back to being one of the best pitchers in all Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing was key is 105 pitches, almost 70, I think it was 73 were strikes. So we're starting to notice Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaadt, and now Erod, having get the young guys, hey, throw strikes, keep it down, give us a chance to allow our bats to get back into a game or win a game. And for him to go 8 innings, I'm trying to think when the last time a starter went 8 innings for the Diamondbacks in the last 2 months. He might be the only one. And Laz, if you could check into that and see when the last time anybody on the Diamondback staff went 8 innings, and at that point, 105 pitches, they probably figure, hey, look, he goes 3 more outs, probably another 20 pitches, give or take. He gets up to that 125 mark.
All right, we'll move to the Cardinals then. And because they are on the practice field, they are getting ready for next week's contest. It is the Hall of Fame game. You won't see any of the starters most likely, but you will see a lot of first and second year players, and that will include quarterback Carson Beck. Here is the head coach, Mike LaFleur, on how things have gone so far. And everybody has a plan until they don't. But he believes he's got a plan.
Reflect every single night when you go back and to have a little bit of me time, if you will, because you don't get much of that anymore. I used to be able to just kind of close my door a little bit for a couple hours and think about offensive football, but that's not necessarily the case, even though I try to. But usually someone's at the door or something like that. And I'm just looking at Mark. I'm not saying it's Mark. No, it's but yeah, you try to reflect on it. But again, I try to just take it one day at a time. Lean on the people that have been here, lean on the people that have been at other places, reflect on my own, personal experiences in the other places, talk to the veterans, stuff like that, and just take it one day at a time. Like, can we just handle today? Like, these guys, I don't want them worrying about tomorrow. Like, my message today to them was, hey, we had a good padded practice yesterday. I like the physicality for day one. I like the juice for day one. There was a lot to clean up. And now we're coming back for day two, and there's going to be considerably a lot more reps today.
A couple of things you hear there. You got to trust your assistant coaches.
Okay.
Rely on them. And Nathaniel Hackett's been offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach. And you got LaFleur's been an offensive coordinator. He's been in a couple different systems. What they're going to do is they evaluate that practice. They look at the team, the individual, the 7-on-7, and they look at the defensive side. So they focus on just the one day, make the corrections. And what he wants to see, which he didn't really say, is we want to start seeing improvement or seeing a lot of guys start to catch on. So I think he's spot on. It's all you can do. I mean, right now he's drinking out of a fire hose as a head coach to understand what he can't do. And it is literally one day at a time. But the thing I really like about that is relying on his assistant coaches, his defensive coordinator, Rawlis, Nathaniel Hackett, Matt Schaub's a quarterback coach. Hackett's the offensive coordinator. Hey, guys, you've been there and done that. Give me your input. Let me take a look at it. Let me digest it. And then I'll have the final say on whatever the situation is.
So we're talking about practice is what
talking about practice. Yeah, practice. But you'd be surprised, folks. They film everything.
They do.
Did I say they film everything?
Yes, you did.
They film throwing against air, 1-on-1, 7-on-7, and team, obviously. And then they might film your individual workout, your reps, your footwork, whatever. And then they look at it, and then they have you look at it. And the one thing they have the luxury of, their practices don't typically start till the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So after so what they're doing is their meetings are in the morning. They're doing their weights. By the time they get to practice, they will have accomplished meetings, the offense, the secondary, et cetera, and they get their weights in. And besides, they've had 2 squares, their breakfast and lunch by that time, too.
Right. Yeah.
I like this schedule, but when you only practice once a day,
yes,
it's a well-thought-out schedule.
Okay. So here is, would you say Trey McBride's the best player on the team?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, right now. He is the top. He's
a proven
all-pro. He's the guy.
He's the guy. All right, here he is then talking about new head coach LaFleur and the coaching staff.
I've been in love with them, man. They do a great job of, getting everybody riled in, making sure we all know what's going on. But just the way that he can coach, the way he brings guys around him, the way he can to talk to everybody. I mean, he's a tremendous coach. The staff that he's assembled behind him has been great, and I'm excited to get into training camp and kind of hit the ground running and see what we can do during training camp.
Manuch, he is the guy as far as I'm concerned until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's unfortunate, and I mean this in a derogatory way. It's unfortunate your tight end is your most explosive weapon, or not, I'd say explosive, your biggest weapon in the passing game. So they need Marv Jr. to step up. Wilson, who stepped up big time last year.
Yep.
Bourne. You look at all the guys, they've got to get some explosiveness out of their passing game. And he's a steady Eddie. He's not going to explode. He's there. I liken him to Jackie Smith. I'm going to go way back.
You are, man.
Former Cardinals tight end. He could run.
Cowboy, yeah.
He could catch.
Yeah.
He was about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
And he could run. And the other thing, he was very physical. But Trey McBride's the kind of guy you need to keep the offense going, especially like on third and short situations.
The only thing with Jackie Smith is, and he's unfortunately most famous for dropping the touchdown pass that would have delivered the Cowboys the Super Bowl win.
Here's it's unfortunate.
It is.
That's unfortunate. But here's the most unfortunate thing out of everything. That Jackie Smith's name is not in the Ring of Honor at State Farm.
That's more than fair.
That is sad. It's unfortunate.
Fair. Yes.
Michael Bidwell and him should get together, bury the hatchet, whatever they got to do. But Jackie Smith, one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Yeah, he's in that category.
Let alone he's the greatest tight end that ever played for the Cardinals. That he need to put his name up on that wall of fame over at State Farm.
Hey, today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check? Just make one call at 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, in a wreck and need a check, make one call. Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. Training camps are open across the country. That means that the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks are working. The 49ers are working. The Rams are working. So we call our favorite guy, NFC West beat writer from Fox, Eric Williams. He's going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are off today as they travel to Cleveland for a crucial 3-game weekend set against the Guardians. Arizona has climbed into the second National League wildcard spot, moving past the Phillies. It will look to keep stacking some wins as the playoff race begins to heat up. The expected pitching matchups for the weekend feature Mitch Bratt in Friday's opener, Cole Drake on Saturday, and Merrill Kelly will take the ball in Sunday's series finale. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Sun's out, bikinis out. Summer's best costume party is wrapping up today at Twin Peaks. Cool off with ice cold drink specials, scenic summer views, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts. Get to the lodge for the ultimate summer getaway. Twin Peaks, eats drinks and scenic views.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe, it's the way to go. On 977-1900. 977-1900.
Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic, September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through Music Movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org.
Now you can take Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B wherever you go. Enter to win our exclusive Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B portable Bluetooth speaker. Perfect for the pool, the patio, the golf course, camping, or your next tailgate. Plus, you'll also have a chance to win a $100 Biggs American Bar and Grill gift card. Just text ESPN to 59925 to enter. That's ESPN to 59925. Brought to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill. Great food, cold drinks, and the home of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here on ESPN Radio 620.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Man Talent. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
What he's doing. I'm looking at him again. It's impressive. Hit as he throws, man open. Guess who? Smith and Jigba. Touchdown, Seattle.
Thank you to Fox for the highlight. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hanging out today here. Twin Peaks is where you can find us in Tempe, and we are going to be here until 4 o'clock. So it is now time to run around the NFC West. We always love it when E-Dub NFL 22, that's his X handle, by the way, comes on the show. Manuch, I still feel bad that I shamed him into changing it.
Hell, you shamed the hell out of him. But you know what? He's getting more hits now. It's easier to find versus Eric Williams, the guy at NFC Spot, NFC Fox, who does it all. And yeah, we've shortened it for you, Biggie. How you doing, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. And hey, like you said, you guys helped me out by basically forcing me to do this. So it's a good thing for everybody.
All right, pal. Thank you so much. Lay, look, we're just happy you still come on the show with us after all of that. So let's get to the defending Super Bowl champs. In your estimation, why is nobody talking about them?
Because everybody's talking about the Rams. I mean, with Myles Garrett coming to Los Angeles, the potential for Aaron Donald to come out of retirement, and then all the other moves they made in the offseason, trading for Trent McDuffie, signing Jalen Watson, drafting Ty Simpson. They just stole all the headlines. And so, they had the good fortune of being able to kind of sneak under the radar a little bit as the defending Super Bowl champ, which rarely happens. They lost some people in free agency too. So I think that's part of it, and really didn't make any big splashes in free agency. Drafted Jadarian Price, in the first round. So they get a running back to replace Walker. But I just think it's really been all about the Rams this offseason nationally.
It's interesting. Price, like Love here with the Arizona Cardinals. How much will they rely on that young man, or how much of a load are they hoping to give him? Because, as you know, the talk here is you got the new toy in the room. You could use the kid every play if you had to, but how much is Price looking to be counted on?
I still think it's going to be running back by committee, just kind of covering the league for nearly 20 years. It's difficult for running backs to come in and just kind of be the bell cow every down guy because of everything that you have to do, specifically pass protection on third down. You have to earn that trust from the quarterback and the head coach that you're not going to get your quarterback killed and you're going to make the right reads in terms of pass protection. So I think the smart thing for the Cardinals, and again, I was there for a couple of days, it seems like they're doing that, is to split reps, to have him, learn as much as he can, as fast as he can, but you don't want to heavily rely on him and to give him a little bit of runway to kind of learn the NFL game and learn the system as best he can. They signed Algiers in off-season free agency for a reason. Let him kind of help share the load with Law.
We're hanging out right now with Eric Williams on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, take me to the 49ers. Brock Purdy is Manuch's kid. He coached him since he was like a year and a half old.
Just ninth grade. Yes, ninth grade.
So the point I want to ask you is, it appears, at least on paper, once again, the 49ers are beat up and banged up, and they got players who can't even practice. Is it going to be a repeat of what we saw last year?
It's looking like you're heading in that direction. I mean, Pearsall might need season-ending surgery. Christian Kirk is hurt, so two of your top 4 receivers are already out. James, a running back, he's injured. They have an offensive lineman that's injured. They have a couple of guys on defense that are missing time as well. The whole substation thing, I mean, I know they have studies out that have kind of dispelled that, it has anything to do with the rash of injuries they've been experiencing. I don't know. I might start looking at other places to practice, to be honest. At least perception-wise, if you're talking about the players, it can kind of get in your head a little bit that maybe this is affecting, my health. Maybe there's a place close by that they could bust the players to and practice at least during training camp. But I definitely think it's something that they need to take a closer look at.
In the meantime, you got Bosa back and you got Warner back. Talk about that defense, how much that helps that defense immensely.
Huge. You have 2 potential future Hall of Famers that are coming back and adding to that defense. Obviously, you have a new defense coordinator, Raheem Morris. Excuse me. So it's going to change their approach and what they do defensively, I would think. But you have to make sure both those guys are healthy first, coming off of season-ending injuries. You don't want to rush them back. Make sure that you're kind of, doing your maintenance and making sure they're fully healthy, but also a little bit longer in the tooth. So they probably heal a little bit slower than maybe younger guys. But if those guys are fully healthy, and then Drake Greenlaw to me is the key because he's the tone setter for that defense. So having him back with Warner in the middle of that defense, you get Bosa, and then you get some of those younger players to commit to specific roles. That defense should be much better.
With Kyle Shanahan healing up, is it Forster that I think is kind of the assistant head coach is kind of running things? How are things running? What do you heard in reference to practices per se, or all the coordinators pretty much heavily involved as well?
Yeah, everything I've heard talking to people up there is things are running smoothly. I think, again, when you have such a veteran coaching staff like they have up there, Raheem Morris has been a head coach. Forster has been around Kyle for decades, so he knows what practice is supposed to look like and how it's supposed to operate. So that helps. Kubiak's, the OC, and obviously knows that offense well. So I don't think they're missing anything in terms of structure and what they want to get done and getting the installs done. I don't think it's having any kind of impact as far as that goes. The one thing I would say, though, is tone and culture. That's kind of what a head coach is supposed to do. And not having him being active in practice and kind of sitting back and not engaging with the players, I think you do miss something from that.
Okay. We mentioned the Rams. You notice we're not mentioning the Cardinals right now. We mentioned the Rams, and you talked about with what has taken place there and the big name signings.
Yep.
In your estimation, if Aaron Donald decides to return, does he show up like just a couple of weeks before the beginning of the regular season?
Or how about the day before?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been told from somebody that's close to Aaron is if he does decide to play and he hasn't made that decision yet because he's still working out to kind of see where his body is, it would be closer to the start of the regular season. So maybe a week or two before, like you said, we give him enough time to get ramped up, to kind of see where he fits in the scheme, and then be, ready to play for the first game, which is, going to be in Australia. It's going to be a big travel for the team. Going and playing basically Friday morning in Australia. So that's what it would look like. But all indications are, if he does come back, it's not going to be for half the season. That he wants to play like he would normally play. A full 17-game season. I don't know if he's going to play the same amount of snaps that he played, because he usually played like 80% of the snaps, which is a lot of snaps for a defensive tackle. I don't know if he's going to be in that kind of shape. I don't think he'll need to play that many snaps with as much talent as they have along that defensive line. But still, just thinking about the possibility of Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett lining up on the same side has to be scary for the rest of the NFC West and the rest of the league, really.
That one just gave me chills, just you saying that, Eric. As a former quarterback, where are they both at? Okay, max protect. All 11 of you, all 10 of you, just block those two, and we'll see what happens, All right, so you said you're at the Cardinals.
About going.
Chip, grab, hold, whatever you can do.
Don't care if they get a penalty.
Exactly. Okay, so you said you're at the Cardinals camp. What are some of the things you take away from just the initial first week and a half?
Well, despite, being considered one of the worst teams in the league, they are going to show up and play the season. I think guys are looking forward to the opportunity to kind of getting out there and proving the rest of the league wrong, that they have enough talent, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. When you consider, Mike Wilson and the kind of second half season that he had, obviously they have the best tight end, or one of the best tight ends in the league in Trey. We'll see how Marvin Harrison continues to develop, and if he can continue to hold on to the football, which, I know has been kind of a talking point over the last couple of days. Love, obviously, is going to add something to their offense. And then, I just think statistically, with the way that Jacoby played, I had a chance to talk to him a little bit while I was there. He said this is the first time since he's been in the league that he has a chance to work with the same guys for a second straight year. Manuch, how that big a deal for a quarterback to have chemistry. And so I think he's expecting to come in and kind of, do what he did, last year, even though it's a different offense and he's having to learn, really a complex offense when you consider this is McVay's offense that LaFleur is bringing in terminology and everything that they're going to be doing at the line of scrimmage. I think they'll be able to score points offensively. I just think defensively, what are you going to get? Are you going to be able to get out to the pass rusher? Are you going to get off the field? Are you going to stay healthy? I guess the other thing I would say is I thought Beck, the third-round pick, looked pretty good. I know from reading the reports that maybe he had struggled early on, but looked like he threw the ball pretty well. I had a chance to talk to Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator. He said they really liked the fact that he played a lot of games, so he had the experience. They liked his physical skill set. But I think most importantly, he's a cerebral guy that can come in and learn the system. I expect him to play a lot in the preseason. If LaFleur does what McVay does, he's probably going to play a majority of the snaps in those preseason games, and we're not going to see the starters because they want to bubble wrap those guys and get everybody healthy, to the start of the regular season. They want to see their money on the field, not in the training camp.
Eric, I know you covered the Chargers for many, many years. We lost a great one in Billy Ray Smith Jr. yesterday to dementia, only 64 years old. Junior Seau, one of their great linebackers. Billy Ray yesterday. Just talk about the impact and how big in the community he was for San Diego.
Billy was huge in the community. Had a local radio station that he was involved with for several years with Scott Kaplan. Always friendly, smile on his face. Was a good player too. Won a high school championship. Played at Arkansas, I believe, was a two-time All-American there. And then, with the Chargers, was one of their better players defensively. And then obviously stayed around in the community. His wife, Kimberly Hunt, worked on the air here for one of the local TV stations. Just sad to see that happen. 64 years old, that's young. Obviously, he, had something to do with the dementia that he experienced later in his life. But he was just a bright light, whenever you had a chance to talk to him and see him. And definitely sad to hear of his passing.
It's always good, pal, when you take time to come on the show with us. Thank you, Eric. You have a great day.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. Always fun with Eric Williams on the show, NFC West beat writer for Fox.com. He's presented today by All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company. And look, if you're stranded or if you just need professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job done right. Here's the best part. They're open 24/7. And if you're looking for a new gig, they are looking for you. They're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. Here's your chance to join the winning team. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, a little on this day and some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today. Twin Peaks in Tempe is where you can find us. ESPN 620.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Shevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Looking for a new ride? Make the right choice. Right Honda in Scottsdale. Whether you're shopping for a fuel-efficient Civic, a family-friendly CRV, the rugged Passport, or the all-new Accord, Right Honda has the selection, value, and customer service Arizona drivers trust. Plus, their experienced service team is here long after the sale. Visit the showroom on Scottsdale Road just south of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard or shop anytime at righthonda.com. That's righthonda.com, where Arizona drives Right Honda.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, Manuch is dialed in because they are replaying right now on NFL Network the playoff game between the Rams and the Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
I can tell. You're just salivating watching this game.
I'm just looking at the weather. The ice field
everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, guys slip sliding away. I mean, it is. Laz, that's good that you're not watching this torture all over again. But what a phenomenal game that was.
It was
last year. All right, a little on this day, going back to 1971.
Okay.
In the NFL, the Chicago All-Star game.
Speaking of Chicago,
it was the Baltimore Colts beat the All-Stars 24-17. Now you're going, what? What is that? Well, back in the day, for many, many years, whoever won the Super Bowl would take on the college all-stars.
But actually, before the Super Bowl, it was just the NFL championship.
Whoever won the championship.
Yeah.
So it goes way back.
Yeah, it does.
Whoever were the All-Americans were.
Yeah.
And it was typically mid-July, end of July. They'd have this big all-star game against the world champs, Super Bowl champs, or NFL champs, whomever. And they play a game. But the problem was they stopped it, I think, in 1974, 75, because all these all-stars have got to go to training camp.
That's right.
And then the Super Bowl team, they got to go to training camp. So all of a sudden, guys start getting hurt, a few guys here and there. Lo and behold, they stopped it. I want to say Walter Payton was in one of those early on.
I think you're right.
And he really shined in that All-Star game. So 1971, the Baltimore Colts beat the All-Stars 24-17. You would tell me the college All-Stars actually won a game?
They won, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, out of all the All-Star and championship NFL teams that they played, I believe that the All-Stars won once.
Talk about getting traded. This is a little beyond that. Going back to 1986, catcher Ron Hassey, former U of A grad, is traded for the third time.
What?
In 8 months. This time going to Chicago in a deal that brings outfielder DH Ron Kittle.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a hitter.
Yeah.
Shortstop Wayne Tollison and catcher Joel Skinner to New York. So think about that. You didn't get traded once, not twice, but 3 times. Reminds me of LeBron wanting to go to Miami. We're going to win it. 1 time, 2 times, on and on. And then 2007, another very sad day. Bill Walsh, American Football Hall of Fame coach for the 49ers, died of leukemia at 75 years old. So, Jimmy B, there's a little on this day.
All right, let's do some football at 50. It is presented by our great partnership where we are today, Twin Peaks here in Tempe. Hey, look, nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. 3 to 6, Michelob Ultra, Bud Light, drafts, tequila cocktails, top shelf spirits over ice balls. They have craft beers as well, all famous for that 29-degree draft. And they have great food also at Twin Peaks. We're broadcasting live today at the Tempe location. It's Twin Peaks. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks eats drinks and scenic views. Manuch, what do you got?
Yeah, as I mentioned last segment with Eric Williams, very, very sad day for San Diego Charger fans. Linebacker, College Football Hall of Famer Billy Ray Smith Jr. passed away yesterday at 64 years old. His family said, quote, "It is with profound sadness we share the loss of our beloved Billy Ray Smith Jr., who passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family." This statement also said Billy Ray faced his long journey with dementia caused by CTE with unmatched bravery, dignity, and strength. Billy Ray brought so much joy, light, and laughter to the world as a devoted father, husband, son, and loyal friend. And Jimmy, as I mentioned to you earlier, I didn't realize he was a big broadcaster there for the ABC affiliate, sports director for the ABC affiliate in San Diego.
Ran into him several times, not only during his playing career, but also when he was in the broadcasting business as well. This one hurts me a little bit just because I'm not like a friend of his, but I did have a business association with him.
You know, you think of Junior Seau, who committed suicide almost, I want to say, how many years ago that was. And then Billy Ray Smith, 2 outstanding linebackers for those San Diego Chargers team. So thoughts and prayers and condolences out to the Smith family. We had the big guy. We got some sound a little bit later on coming up from Kyle Whittingham, the head coach of Michigan. That's right. If you missed the memo, he's no longer at Utah.
That's right.
He's now the head coach of Michigan. But Pat Fitzgerald is back in the Big Ten. He's the head coach of Michigan State. And a lot of people are saying, hey, look, Fitz, you got a chip on your shoulder? He says, quote, "I wouldn't say I have a chip on my shoulder. I wouldn't say our program has a chip on our shoulder. I'd say we have a bag of chips on our shoulder, and I'll leave it at that." I mean, they're fired up, I'm sure, and they're ready to get going and turn that program around. Now, if you forgot, he was at Northwestern for 17 years with 5 top 25 finishes, which I think next to Bill Snyder is some of the miraculous turnaround with the type of athlete they were getting at Northwestern because of the academics. But he's now basically going, hey, look, he had 4 consecutive losing seasons and then pretty much was let out the door. So I think some of the things you look at with Pat Fitzgerald is he knows how to get it done. He knows how to recruit. And the way that he insinuated that, it looks like they're coming up with the NIL money that they're going to need. But nowadays, Jimmy, the guys want to know who are being recruited. What's the next step to get to the next level? Is it Michigan State or is it Michigan? Is it Michigan State or is it Indiana? You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
So he's got that battle to fight too, but he's got chips on his shoulders.
Does.
Is that Lay's? Is it Fritos?
Speaking of Indiana, their head coach, Kurt Cignetti, came out and just ragged totally on the SEC. He said, hey, look, we play in the Big Ten in the Midwest. We don't cry. We don't have to hype. If we lose, we say, hey, we lost, and we'll get you next time. We don't cry about anything like that other conference is what he said.
Nice little shot across the bow.
Oh, it's great.
You know, Kurt Cignetti, he can be a little bit of a hard ass, I think. I love it. The players love it.
Yeah.
The fans love it. This is the latest that's come out with the arrest of Tony Romo with the alcohol. They have now said that, he did have an open container of alcohol. According to one of the 3 citations released by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, the open bottle of an alcoholic beverage was discovered in the passenger side of Romo's black Jeep during an inventory before it was towed. Thing that cracked me up, the police camera, he was stretching out before he did his physical testing.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say I'm not an advocate for that whatsoever. It was terrible, but I was cracking up. He's sitting there doing stretches. He's like, I've had a few back surgeries before he walks the line. It was a timeless body cam video.
Oh, my gosh. It is funny.
Let me stretch out before you test me whether I'm drunk or not. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Tony. All right, when we come back, Diamondbacks with a off day. They begin the series with Cleveland tomorrow. And coming up at the bottom of the hour from DraftKings, Johnny Avello is going to be our guest. He's going to educate us on handicapping.
Take your taste buds on vacation this summer at Sonic. Heat things up with the Tropical Heat Sonic Smasher. 2-hand smash patties made with Angus beef, drizzled with jalapeno pineapple glaze. Then cool down with the Tropical Cream Slush with coconut, pineapple, and creamy vanilla soft serve. It's like a tropical vacation, minus the flight delays. Try the Tropical Duo for a limited time this summer at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
At Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning, saving customers money isn't a promotion. It's how they built their business. That's why they're the home of the no-fee emergency. No trip fees, no overtime fees, no weekend fees. If you'd like a second opinion on your AC or plumbing repair, Ready Services would love the opportunity to earn your business. They'll do a great job, treat you right, and work to get you the best value possible. Are you ready? Go to nofeeemergency.com.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
ATAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
The 0-1. Moreno in the air to center field, going back out of this. Garcia still going back. He's to the fence. That ball is gone. Number 8 on the year for Gabriel Moreno, and it's 2-0 Diamondbacks in the fourth.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. That is yesterday, and it was a 3-0 win by the D-backs. They are off today. Manuch was all enamored because they took a bus ride from Pittsburgh to Cleveland. It's on about an hour and a half.
Why
not? Why not?
Maybe there's more major league teams that do that in these short
Short
ride.
trip, yeah.
You know, Philadelphia to New York or something like that. I can see that. It's so funny to hear that these guys strive to make the major leagues, and they got a bus from Pittsburgh to Cleveland. They thought they were done with bus rides. Whether it be single A or double A or triple A, even triple A. They fly quite a bit too. Yeah, they want to take the scenic view. They want to keep the Diamondbacks hungry, keep them humble. So we're going to take a freaking bus ride from Pittsburgh to Cleveland because it's such a scenic view to go from Pittsburgh to Cleveland.
Hey, the best thing your boy, Michael Jordan, ever did when he left to go play baseball in Double A, he bought a bus for the team because the bus that the team had was just a piece of junk.
I could see him going to the general manager.
Yeah.
I could hear, hey, yo, bro.
Yeah, I got this.
You know what? This bad boy ain't going to hunt.
Yeah.
And he probably said, if this was in Texas, this wouldn't hunt. I'm going to buy you a nice. Now, then they used Greyhounds out there or whatever it is.
It was $300,000 plus.
Oh,
He just wrote it off.
Hey.
And everybody who had, all the players were like, man, we've never been on anything like this.
A souped up RV is about $300,000 as well, too. So that was fun. It's funny you say that. He's in a traveling style.
Yep.
And he's going to say, that back row, just take out those last 2 rows of seats. That'll be my little quasi bed. That'll be my area.
That's it.
MJ's designated area.
Yep. Bought a bus for the Birmingham Barons. That was it.
You know, we came back with Gabby Moreno and how he's hitting
right now.
He loves playing on the road.
Yep.
I mean, you look at his average on the road this year. He's hitting dang near 350. He's got 5 dingers. He's got 31 RBIs. And you look at that and go, some guys are just comfortable on the road where a lot of guys struggle. Now, a lot of it is at some point pitchers will adjust. Well, he's really come on the last month and see Gabby Moreno. McCann had he was 4 for 6.
Yeah, he had a big night.
Got the game-winning knock.
Yep.
When
that's the game that went into extra innings.
When Pittsburgh came back on him.
Yeah.
And so from the catching side of things, and even Del Castillo, I did a good job when he was in there on a regular basis. So if Gabby can stay hot, that's going to be the key because bottom half of the order, Jimmy B, is starting to wane once again. And you look at the last couple games, and you look at that 3-0 shutout by Eduardo Rodriguez. When I look at 6, 7, 8, let's go 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
So basically they were 6. I'm going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. They were 1 for 13.
Wow.
And top half, I mean, it was a good pitcher's duel because you looked at Jones. He did a pretty good job. I mean, as far as they finally got to him. But Zinski, the other guy, came in and did a very good job as far as preventing runs. Gabby's just doing an outstanding job of just making contact and just being a stellar defensive behind the plate. So the battery made for the Diamondbacks, I think, is pretty solid with McCann being the backup.
All right. We referenced the fact in that one game that it went extra innings. The reason it went extra innings is because Paul Sewald came in to close the door and got it slammed in his face. Back-to-back home runs. So after that took place, the skipper, Torrey Avello, comes out and says he's no longer the closer, Manuch.
Yeah, and in his ERA, I think the last few games, I mean, if you look at it,
922.
Yeah, it's way up there as far as that's concerned. So I want to say it's overall away on the road, it's 5.30 ERA.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
This guy does have the 12 saves on the road. His whip was 1.00, but the one thing that really stands out are the home runs. So you think of it, in July alone, he's given up 5 home runs. Away, he's given up 3. The last 7 days, he's given up 3 dingers, which 3 earned runs, but 2 dingers, which does not bode well at all for a closer. And they're going to now close by committee. They'll take a look at who's ever coming up. So you may have 2 guys, I would say 2 or 3 that might have to get ready, but that's tough going, okay, if this, and this is the lineup in the 9th inning, we need you and your stats compared to this lineup. So this is where you put all the metrics in the blender.
Okay.
And you say when Puck comes back and Sewald is there, or even Martinez are out there, and you go, okay, here's the 3 batters coming up in the bottom of the 9th. We need a closer to come in. I just wonder if they throw those metrics, and they'll have this all set up before the game. They'll throw those metrics. How well did those 3 closers do versus that potential last group of hitters that come up on the road or in the bottom of the 9th inning or in the top of the 9th inning?
Here's my question.
Because that gets pretty complicated when you have
– I was just going to say it is complicated because my question is we don't even know when they're coming back. We don't have a freaking clue when Puck is going to pitch again or when Martinez is going to be on the mound again. Now, we know Soroka has thrown some bullpen sessions, but yet there has been no announcement like, hey, he's close, maybe another week or – no, we got nothing. So it's difficult for me. I'm a person who lives in the now. I need to know. You have to. What is going to take place now. And right now, you don't have those guys.
Yeah. Laz, our trusted fine assistant, board op / producer back there. So Laz, it's funny how Jimmy rattled off Burns, Puck, Martinez,
they're all there.
Gallen, Nelson, on and on. What are some of the latest updates? And he mentioned Soroka. It sounds like he's pretty close.
Yep, it is a laundry list of names, guys, and it gets longer and longer seemingly as the weeks go on. So we'll start at top with Corbin Burns. He's doing it in the middle of a throwing program right now. He's progressing towards a potential September return. If they're in a playoff hunt, I assume he will. If they fall out of things, I think he'll take the rest of the season off. As for J Mart, he is throwing bullpens right now and working his way back towards sometime in the second half to return, but he doesn't have a timeline yet. It still depends on how his rehab stints progress here, so we don't have a full update with J Mart yet at all. AJ Puck, that's the one that's been a bit of a disappointment. He's actually regressing rather than progressing. His rehab hit a snag. He had some discomfort in his arm during a AAA outing, and the MRI showed that it's still not fully healed. So now he's seeking further evaluation rather than even having a timeline of when he may return. So he's still, it looks like a long ways from coming back. I bet we don't see him until next year at spring training.
Wow.
As for some of the other guys, Zach Gallen, he should be back middle August. Also an unclear timeline. They're saying he's doing a throwing program right now. Ryan Nelson, they're saying not till maybe the end of September for Nelson. He hasn't even started his throwing program yet. The MRI showed he's healing, but it's not making great progression with Nelson. So these pitchers, they're going the wrong way, not the right way. And then last but not least here with some of the big injuries, Michael Soroka is still recovering from his injury all the way back in the beginning of June. He threw a simulated game, though, and he is working towards a return. So they expect him to be back in the next couple of weeks. So there's a glimmer of hope from this pitching staff that all seem to be getting hurt and going the wrong way. But looks like he'll be back sooner than later. So that's some good news.
I'll believe that when I see
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
when it actually takes place.
You know, the one thing I know they were talking about this is that in the case of Burns and Nelson, if they could come in, if Burns doesn't pitch this year, if he could get at least 4 starts in, if he could, Ryan Nelson, if he could get at least 2 or 3 starts back in. But the longer these guys go, the more it's going to be like them coming back in like spring training. And I just wonder how effective they would be. It looks like hopefully they can hang on and be either the second or third wild card team that sneaks in and gets to the playoffs. So you just wonder how effective they're going to be and how many starts that these guys, Burns and Nelson as starters, or even Soroka, are going to get back to get comfortable that they can trust these guys in order to start them in a playoff game.
It's funny that we've been talking about this because it ties right in with our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. And the question is, the D-backs have said they will be buyers at the trading deadline, which is this coming Monday. What will be needed the most? Will it be a consistent first baseman, a new closer, another big bat, another starter? Just go to Roc and Manuch on X or Instagram. Cast your vote. Manuch, I'm leaning right now for a closer. I know that they're going to try to work it by committee. Look, I don't know if there's a guy out there, if they could cut some sort of deal, because you got to have a dance partner who's willing to give up their closer to get something that the Diamondbacks have. I'm not so sure what the Diamondbacks can offer.
I think there's a guy over in San Diego that might be available.
Well, yeah, but what are they going to? Yeah, but you would have to give him Ketel Marte. You would have to give him maybe Carroll.
You know what? It's
they're going to want players.
Sure,
big time players for Mason Miller.
Yeah, and I think that the way I look at that is I'm like you. I look at who's the best closer available that makes sense. Now, Mason Miller, as I alluded to in San Diego, I mean, who would not want that guy right now?
Exactly.
But there might be some teams out there that say, hey, look, we got a couple top prospects. We get the guy. I don't know what his contract looks like as far as extendability and where he's at. But I'm like you, Jimmy. I think that if you have a closer, not by committee, but a closer that can come in, a dude that you can rely on, that is going to get the job done and not have to worry about this guy giving up dingers or this guy walking, 3 or 4 walks, somebody that's on a consistent basis. So I'm hedging my bet toward that. Laz, which way are you leaning on this State 48 roofing? It's your call question of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think you need closing pitchers and bullpen pieces, because you don't have to mortgage the future for it. You can get some guys for some pretty cheap farm pieces, and it'll really help there in the back end, because how many games have we blown in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning? You got to go bullpen with that one. And assume if you can get 1 or 2 cheap pieces and get healthy, that you really stack up in the bullpen there towards the end of the season playoff hunt. So that's got to be the answer, in my opinion.
So last night, because the Diamondbacks had already played, I'm fishing around for something to watch. I come across the Dodgers-Mariners game.
Yes.
Okay. So it's late, and the Dodgers are in front. And Edwin Diaz, who'd been out with an injury, was back. Manuch, I'm telling you, when the lights go dark at the stadium and the trumpet starts to play,
great.
The place just exploded. And, of course, then he came in and shut down Seattle, and they end up winning the game. But you need
yes.
like when you talked about Mason Miller. In San Diego, they do stuff like that for Mason Miller. You know when that guy's coming in, he's going to close it down.
And Diaz has been on the shelf.
Yes.
How long, Laz? About 2 months? He's been on the shelf a long time. He's just now coming back.
Yeah, he is. But they're getting him at the right time.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, he threw to your point, Jimmy. He's got his 5th save. Yeah, he gave up 2 hits, but he pretty much got out of the inning, and they win that game 4-2 over Seattle. The other game was really good. Was the Yankees and White Sox?
Yes.
White Sox come back
and win that
and
game.
Beat the Yankees in the South Side of Chicago.
That was 12 innings. Right now, they're currently in the 11th, tied at 1-1 again. So they're going deep again here tonight. Back-to-back 12-inning games. Yeah.
Wow, good stuff. Hey, we are hanging out here today. Twin Peaks is where you can find us. and we are in Tempe at the marketplace. It's always a big crowd on hand. They have every baseball game on. They've got the golf on, tennis is on, you name it. They will have it on one of the big screens. When we come back, Philadelphia. I got to talk to Roc and see how dialed in he is on this. Because right now, the city of brotherly love is feeling the economic impact of LeBron James. Now, what does that mean? Well, when we come back, we will explain it all to you. We keep moving along here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Roc, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat. Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic, September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through music movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Finding yourself skipping your self-care routine, experiencing things around you others don't, or withdrawing from friends and family. You might be experiencing first episode psychosis, or FEP. Stress, trauma, substance use, even genetics can trigger it. And if you're in your late teens to mid-20s, it's impacting you more than others. Know the signs of FEP. Go to learnmorefep.org. Sponsored by MatForce, working to build healthier communities.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge, home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
They can cut it to single digits. Ferocious flush. But LeBron James brought this crowd to its feet. How old is he, Ian? I mean, they list 40. I don't know.
I don't know either. Thank you to CBS for that highlight of LeBron James. Look, the guy held the entire league hostage for a month. Trying
He
to
didn't
make
hold them hostage.
Well,
he was making a decision.
Well, I'm well aware, but
that doesn't make sense. Hostage. How do
I'm
you hold them
telling
hostage?
you, the pundits on national
We're not
television,
talking about the
they
pundits.
held the league hostage. Look, I know he's not popular, especially in
That's
the
a
Valley
bunch
of
of
the
BS,
Sun.
Jimmy. You know nobody
I'm not
hostage.
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying he held the league.
Okay, then say
hostage.
that. The pundits.
The pundits had said that, and so now they're all bent out of shape after they said, well, he should take Philadelphia. That would give him the best chance to win. So he takes Philadelphia, and now they're all saying, well, he's just ring chasing, and look what he does. I'm so sick of those people. Look, here's what is happening in Philly right now. You cannot buy his jersey, Manuch. There aren't any. Everybody is putting in their orders, and there's none available. They're all on back order.
Here's the latest. LeBron James, this is in quote, LeBron James Philadelphia 76ers jersey became the fastest selling debut jersey ever across all sports after his blockbuster move to Philadelphia.
Wow.
They are out of it for $79.99.
Okay,
You too.
$80.
Yeah, $80. You can get that. So they're basically they're running low. It's the fastest. So you pretty much have got you got out of Fanatics. If you go right now, you got the Royal Philadelphia jersey, James 23, $79.99. The red Philadelphia 76ers for $79.99. So they're pretty much, there's no discount. There's also the black Philadelphia 76 jersey, the unisex jersey.
Okay.
Now that's only $20.95.
Okay.
And then there's the men's Mitchell and Ness LeBron James black Philadelphia jersey for $54.99. The all-time fastest selling jersey of any sport for somebody's debut with the team.
It's amazing. The dude is going to be 42 in a few months, and he still runs the league. Look, I'm not going to get into the debates with who's the best with MJ and LeBron. That's not what I'm about
It's
here
MJ.
in this particular segment. No, it's not. It's not. Just shut up.
Please move
Laz.
on.
You know nothing.
We
Laz.
know it's MJ Laz.
We know it's Wilt Chamberlain. It's not even
By the
close.
way, I looked
So,
at a study.
Yeah.
Do you realize Wilt Chamberlain's not even in the top 5 of all-time great latest studies? Not even in the top 5, Jimmy B.
They know
Guy
nothing.
named Jabbar trumps him.
Oh, no. They know nothing. Wilt buried Jabbar in the playoffs.
Okay, so I just wanted to, because I saw this about 3 weeks ago.
I saw that one, too.
Okay, he's
It's
not even in the
laughable.
top
It's
5.
It's laughable.
Top 5. Move on.
Laughable.
Move on.
At any rate, the point that I wanted to make is that all these so-called experts are coming out and saying, well, he's going to be the fourth option. Well, wait a minute. Wasn't he supposed to be the third option for the LA Lakers? Yet he still averaged over 20 points a game, still averaged like 8 or 9 assists a game, and like 7 rebounds per game. He's going to still continue to do that. And here's the other interesting thing, that Nick Nurse has come out and said, who is the head coach, say, we're going to play him at some point guard as well.
Sure. Yeah, I heard that too, that he'll be the third or fourth option.
Yeah, come on.
You know, when it's crunch time,
yeah.
I know, I can only imagine where they're going to go. Now, Maxey, the kid's phenomenal.
He's a really good
and,
player.
And Brown, he's phenomenal. And then LeBron, and then the rest of them. I'm sorry. Embiid and the Edgecombe kid.
Yeah.
Embiid's got to be here on the court. So if he can give him 60% of playing time.
60 games.
Yeah, I mean, Edgecombe, yeah, he's a good player, but you know, any of those 3 Nick Nurse have got in the lineup, last 2 minutes of the game, if they're down by 5, they'll mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
But if I need a guy to go drive to the rack,
that's the guy.
I'm going to LeBron.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, is I heard a lot about that as well, too, Jimmy, in reference to a lot of guys talking about, well, he'll be the third or fourth option. Did you not watch LeBron James the last couple weeks with the Lakers, while everybody else was in Tahiti or Bermuda sipping on pina coladas with the umbrella, by the way? He didn't have to play. He carried the team.
He did.
He was the guy in the playoffs when Reeves was out and Luka was out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the sole survivor.
Manuch, he beat Houston.
Exactly. I mean, so don't tell me that he'll be the fourth option. My ass. Crunch time, I'm going to the dude that's been there and done that.
Yeah.
Now, it's nice to have the other 3 or 4 pieces around him.
Yes.
So I think that's good. But, yeah, well, they won't work the offense to him. Are you kidding me? I just hear this stuff, and I go, guys, you know, are you trying to start a rift when there's nothing to be started
Well,
here?
they're haters. They just hate LeBron, and that's okay. I mean, you know, you can never get 100% of people to like you. It's impossible. But the haters want him to fail so badly, Manuch, that they try to create this, well, he's the fourth option, and he won't get the big shots, all of that.
Here's the other thing, too, that just came out today.
Okay.
Laz, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
Just to take a page from one Michael J. LeBron James and ESPN are closing in on an agreement for a behind-the-scenes documentary similar to Michael J's The Last Dance, right?
Michael J. Who the hell is Michael
J? Exactly. Jordan. The boy.
MJ.
MJ.
Is Ernest. Michael.
I call Michael J. That's my flavor. Now,
I call him
here it
the
is.
GOAT.
Yeah.
Nope,
I
not
would
happening.
too. One of the sources described the talks as being at the 1 yard line, with expectation that James, who's 41, we think, will have a camera crew documenting his time with the 76ers, with whom James signed. Now, the 76ers are expected to be the final home of a legendary career. So they'll get into some of the high school video. They'll get into his pro video, all the videos. So sources say that there's another last dance kind of scenario in the works for one LeBron James.
Well, if anybody deserves it, it is him. And his longevity has just been sensational. He is the all-time leading scorer ever in the NBA.
I've seen this movie before with Jordan.
Yeah.
I have no interest. At all.
I have no interest in the Last Dance, with the exception of the very first one. About 45 minutes in, you hear me calling his game. My phone blew up when that took place. At any rate, the thing that I find interesting about what you just referenced about LeBron, they're going to go back and show him at high school. Well, in high school, he was the number one player as a sophomore. As a sophomore, he was the number one player.
No interest.
Yeah, you'll watch it.
Yeah.
I know you will. Hey, here's what we got for you. Big's All-American Bar and Grill. We have partnered with them to get you a Bluetooth speaker that you can take anywhere. And also, Biggs is going to give you a $100 gift card. Here's all you have to do to win it. ESPN 59925. That's right. Just text ESPN to 59925. It's Biggs, American Bar and Grill. Food's hot, beer's cold. It's a great place to watch all the games. All right. We are coming right back, everybody. We are hanging out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Johnny Avello is going to be our guest. We're going to talk a little DraftKings, with all of the different wagering opportunities that are on the horizon. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are off today as they travel to Cleveland for a crucial 3-game weekend set against the Guardians. Arizona has climbed into the second NL wildcard spot, moving past the Phillies, and will look to keep stacking some wins as the playoff race continues to heat up. The expected pitching matchups for the weekend feature Mitch Bratt in Friday's opener, Cole Drake on Saturday, and Merrill Kelly will get the ball in Sunday's series finale. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Sun's out, bikinis out. Summer's best costume party is wrapping up today at Twin Peaks. Cool off with the ice-cold drink specials, scenic summer views, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra in Bud Light drafts. Get to the lodge for the ultimate summer getaway.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Looking for a new ride? Make the right choice. Ride Honda in Scottsdale. Whether you're shopping for a fuel-efficient Civic, a family-friendly CRV, the rugged Passport, or the all-new Accord, Ride Honda has the selection, value, and customer service Arizona drivers trust. Plus, their experienced service team is here long after the sale. Visit the showroom on Scottsdale Road just south of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard or shop anytime at RightHonda.com. That's RightHonda.com, where Arizona drives. Right Honda.
Now you can take Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B wherever you go. Enter to win our exclusive Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B portable Bluetooth speaker. Perfect for the pool, the patio, the golf course, camping, or your next tailgate. Plus, you'll also have a chance to win a $100 Biggs American Bar and Grill gift card. Just text ESPN to 59925 to enter. That's ESPN to 59925. Brought to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill. Great food, cold drinks, and the home of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here on ESPN Radio 620.
Social connection keeps your brain strong. So does a challenge. When you stay socially and mentally active, your mind stays engaged, and you might even lower your risk of dementia. Learn something new, pick up a hobby, or catch up with a friend. Up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented or delayed by addressing risk factors like loneliness and inactivity of the mind. Explore alz.org/healthy habits for more tips. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Attention all Arizona workers. You may be entitled to receive earned paid sick time. Every Arizona employer is responsible for keeping track of your hours and recording how much earned paid sick time is available under state law. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're at the Twin Peaks location today in Tempe. A great crowd already here and watching all of the games, the golf, the tennis. Everything is up on the big screen here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Hey, our next guest is one of our favorite guys. We hang out at DraftKings, and Johnny Avello always comes on the show with us. He, of course, is the director of sports operations for DraftKings, and he's going to join us right now. Johnny, we've missed you, pal. How's everything?
Where you been, Johnny?
Yeah,
Let's go.
Come on.
Well, I'm in Las Vegas right now and hoping to get out of here the next couple of weeks because it is hotter here than I can ever remember. And you guys are, it's not like you guys are in, some cool location. But I'm going to tell you, what a summer so far. I mean, 112 every single day. We're supposed to reach maybe 118, 120 this weekend. It's just too hot for me, guys. That's all.
Johnny, my wife and I were there a couple weeks ago. We went and watched Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. If people say if Vegas is slowing down, they have no idea what they're talking about. That place was jam-packed with Backstreet Boys, with Ed Sheeran, with Oz. I mean, all of it. I mean, even though the heat and humidity, it hasn't slowed down at all over there in Vegas.
No, I think the town's still doing pretty well. I can tell you came to the Strip and you saw what happens there. I would say that some of the smaller businesses in town maybe are struggling a little bit, but overall, I think the town's doing okay. There's certainly other places, you can go. You don't need to come here to do everything now. There are other places you could go. So that's where they may be taking a little bit of hit. But, hey, Vegas is Vegas, right, guys?
Always is. All right. We had a discussion in our previous segment to you coming on, so that's going to be our first question to you. LeBron James signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers believe he's going to be a $400 million economic impact for the city. You cannot get a jersey. There aren't any. Manuch had a stat about he's the number one seller.
Yeah, he's the number one selling jersey for anybody going to a team in any sport. The original jersey going to any sport. So think of some of the other stars that went to other teams. LeBron James, his debut jersey, the most ever sold in any sport by any particular individual.
So my question for you then, pal, is how dialed in are you then with the Philadelphia 76ers? And do you expect them to be as good as a lot of people do?
I think he selected the correct team. When he certainly wasn't going back to the Lakers. The Cavs, he's been there before. Although they have some good players, Harden's getting a little older, and I'm not so sure that him and Harden, that's something that works to win a championship. Miami, he's also been there, and, even though they had Giannis down there and it looks like they're better, I still don't think they're complete. I think Philly is complete, and I think he adds the dimension to them that maybe they didn't have. Now, remember, Embiid, we don't know if he plays a whole season, but it sure helps to have a guy like LeBron take the heat off of a guy like Embiid. So I think he picked the right spot. His salary was shocking to me as low as it was, but there's some of that $500 million you talked about. And I think he's going to be a big attraction here, guys.
So if you could, Johnny, did you notice what the odds were before he signed as far as Philadelphia winning it all? And what are the odds now as far as the 76ers not only winning the NBA East, but winning it all?
Well, we had about 3 or 4 teams where they bet that he was going to go to first Golden State. And so they were hit pretty good. Then it was, let's see, what was the other team he was going to? Golden State, then Miami. That they were also a big favorite, and they were the favorite the day of. And then, then Philly, of course, and Philly was 18 or 19-1 the day he signed, and we dropped them to 9-1. So, Philly was going to be pretty good. Even, there's Brown there. There's, so they're pretty loaded up. And so they were already, getting hit, and the odds were lowering, and now they're even lower because, he's there. And I think they win a championship in the next, and going to the East was probably the smart thing to do, opposed to playing in the West because it's so difficult. I think he ends up with a championship in the next couple of years.
Johnny Avello is our guest. He is the director of sports operations for DraftKings. We love it when we do the show at DraftKings out in Scottsdale, particularly when Johnny's in town and he stops by and hangs out with us. Okay, Major League Baseball trading deadline is Monday. What do you have odds right now for, let's say, somebody of the status of Mason Miller, who would obviously be the number one guy available?
Well, Scooble's number one guy available.
Oh, starter. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Number one, period.
Yeah.
So where's Scooble going to go? We got the Dodgers, the favorite at plus 115. He could go there, but I'd say Milwaukee's the second choice. That's a possibility. And the Rays and the Yankees are the third and fourth choice at 6.5 to 1 and 8 to 1. If he goes to either one of those teams, it's probably over for the other team to win the division. So that's important if he goes to one of those two. Everybody needs pitching, don't they? When you look,
the
Cubs need pitching, the Braves need pitching, the Brewers certainly. And the one thing about the Tigers, I don't think he'll go there. We've taken some money that he'll stay there at 15-1, but they should end up with a pretty nice package and a bunch of good players after this is all said and done. Now, you mentioned Miller, where does he go? There's a lot of teams that could use a guy like that too. So I don't know. I know that, when I look at your Diamondbacks down there, they got a pretty injured staff. And they'll probably go after a pitcher if they could. So, he would be a good, either one of those two guys you mentioned would probably be a good fit there too. So I don't know where any of these guys are going. I've been doing a lot of reading and trying to use the best intuition I can, but I have no clear-cut sign of anybody taking anybody.
And on top of that, it seems, Johnny, that there might be some other top-notch individuals we're not even aware of. You talked about Scooble, talked about Mason Miller. Who are some of the odds on as far as that could be on the move? Do you have some of those individuals too?
No, we don't have any other guys, up. But, other guys that'll be in that mix would be Roochman, I guess. You'll have Lopez, the shortstop.
Yeah.
I know the White Sox. The White Sox are, they'll go after somebody. Will they pay a lot of money? I don't know, but they certainly could use a little bit of help too. They could be. I mentioned the Cubs. I would think of. I think Scooble's the main. And then there's let's see, who else could somebody else out there take? God, Scooble's the name that Holmes is one of the guys. Clay Holmes.
Oh,
Clay Holmes is a good starting pitcher for somebody. So, he might, he could land anywhere. You could see him in an Arizona uniform. That's a possibility. So, there's a lot of names out there, but are they the biggest names? No, there's two guys, and you mentioned them both. But there's other guys that could help teams, though. And, what we're seeing is probably some of that's not even going to happen. There's probably going to be others in play that we're not even noticing.
Johnny Avello joining us here on the right to guess. Johnny, what are some of will the odds change much after the trade deadline? I mean, historically, if they have, how much, or they pretty much stand patted where they're at right now?
Well, the Dodgers are the favorite, so if they get Scuba, they're even going to drop even more, and they're a really short price right now. Anybody else gets them, Yankees, Brewers, Braves, Tampa, Cubs, any of those teams that are in play currently, they will also drop at least 1 point, maybe 1.5 points. So wherever he goes, he's going to make a difference. Now, other teams could drop a little bit too, with other pitchers, Miller or other players too, but other players won't make as big of an impact as those two guys would.
All right, Johnny, we got the Hall of Fame game next Thursday, the Cardinals and Panthers. What kind of preseason betting, spreads, lines, props?
How do you even know? You don't even know who's playing.
Do you guys dive into that much? Kind of give us an idea. I mean, it's a week from today. You got the Cardinals and Panthers in preseason Hall of Fame game.
I got to tell you, doing preseason's not easy. We've got the Panthers a 1.5 point favorite over the Cardinals, and this is we don't really know who'll play. We know that a lot of starters won't play. We know starting quarterbacks won't play, but in preseasons when you really see some crazy line movement, in a game like this. Don't be surprised if you see the Panthers 1.5 go to 3.5, or you see the line flip totally towards the Cardinals and they go off 3.5. That's the kind of movement we get with preseason football, and it's all based on some guys think they know, who's going to play, what defensive guys might play, what backup quarterback might play, and maybe better than any other team's backups. So. That's how you handicap, and what coaches want to win. That's the other thing. There's coaches that want to win preseason games. It's a big deal to them. I know Harbaugh was one of those guys, and so we'll see how the Giants do in preseason.
I was just going to follow up on that. You are right. There's 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 tops coaches that want to win a preseason game, and then other coaches that could care less. And then some coaches who will not even play any of their top players in the preseason. So does that make your job more difficult?
It really does. And I'll tell you what makes it even more difficult in preseason is then when we start the regular season, some of these guys haven't even played or they've taken, 4 snaps. And so a lot of times the offenses are behind the defenses for a couple of games. Kind of found that out over the last couple of years. So makes it difficult not only for preseason, but then the start of the regular season.
Man, we can't wait we love having you on the show. You know that. So the next time we're at DraftKings, you got to come by and hang out with us.
Well, we'll be there for the opening game.
The opening game.
The opening kickoff. We had DraftKings. Can't wait to be diving in over there at DraftKings this year there, Johnny. Hopefully you'll have we'll have the honor and privilege for one Johnny Avello to stop by.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And at the Scottsdale location, we're doing like $50 off food and beverage bills and $10 bonus bets for anybody that has their fantasy football draft there. So some of the listeners out there, it's a good place to go anyway. But if you're going to have a draft, go there. That's number one.
Johnny, did you say fantasy football draft? Are we there?
We're there.
Are we there?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, man.
Somebody says fantasy, I start getting excited right away. Okay, Johnny, thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
There you go. Johnny Avello, everybody. It's great when we're out at DraftKings. And you're right, we will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. He is presented today by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. And look, if you're stranded or if you just need professional transport, you need to contact All City Towing because they will get the job done right. And the best part, they're open 24/7. So they're looking right now for somebody like you. If you're looking to change jobs, check out All City Towing. They need hiring drivers and dispatchers. Here's all you have to do. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing. All right, when we come back here, Twin Peaks in Tempe, we are going to have one of the lovely Twin Peaks ladies on the show. The reason is it is time for Twin Peaks picks, and the girls are dominating against the callers. A chance to win a $25 gift card. You can ring us right now, 602-230-0620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com. Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people, with upfront pricing before the work starts, so there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships and test them. I'm Bill, and I want to thank you for the care you have provided. I've faced similar situations, so I'm speaking on behalf of the Dementia Society of America, a nonprofit organization. Request our free guide filled with tips on care, planning, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We are here today in Tempe at Twin Peaks. Manuch, what'd you do? Serena was here. You ran her off.
All ready to go.
Yeah.
And she got slammed. She is on the north end of the Twin Peaks here.
She is busy.
At the Tempe Twin Peaks and Tempe Marketplace.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden she's ready to go. I said, well, excuse me, could you at least give me your picks?
Yeah.
So she came by real quick. Now she's back over there because all of a sudden
it's
there. Everybody
back.
and their mother and then some is starting to come in over here at the Twin Peaks. So she gave us her picks.
All right. So in other words, instead of having the opportunity to listen to her
and see the pretty faces
and see her, I have to look at you and listen to you.
Absolutely.
Boy, life just sucks. I'll tell you. All right. Here we go, everybody. Games. Mariners at Dodgers, D-backs, Guardians, Red Sox at Dodgers. We begin right now with the Mariners at Dodgers, and that is the game tonight. The ladies lead the series 39-16. All right, our caller is John from Tempe.
John Bauman, avid listener. Not Bowman, Bauman.
It's Bauman?
Yeah, Bauman. John Bauman.
Okay.
Yeah, he was telling Laz, please, it's not Bowman.
It's Bauman.
Bauman.
I got it.
So,
Laz, what did John pick?
John Bauman went with the Dodgers tonight.
Okay.
And Serena did the same thing. She's like, duh, the Dodgers. Okay.
This is not cool.
All right.
I'm not digging this at all.
I'm
I'm just waiting for Serena to talk.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could, but she's much better looking than me, that's for sure.
The next game is D-backs at the Guardians. That is the opening of that series. It is tomorrow night in Cleveland. Laz, what did John do?
I almost hung up on him. He took the Guardians. I was not happy with that.
Serena went with the home team. She went with the D-backs.
Okay, fair enough. And our last game, and it's a dandy. It is the Red Sox at the Dodgers. Yep, it is a getaway for Mariners-Dodgers tonight, and then the Red Sox and Dodgers beginning tomorrow. I need a winner and a score. Laz, what did John do?
John took the red-hot Red Sox by a score of 7-5. High-scoring game.
Wow.
Okay.
And every once in a while, the young ladies here, we love them. They'll give us football scores or basketball scores.
That is
and I said, Serena, no, this is a baseball game. She wanted to throw 25 to 20. I said, no, that's how we're looking for. I said, no, it's got to be a much lower score.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Who do you like? And she went with the Dodgers. Said the Dodgers 8-1 over the Red Sox.
Once again, the ladies are just swamping the dudes. It is 39-16 with the ladies winning.
And she also wanted to mention that. I said, you got the specials? She said, yeah, we got the Tower Station, the Mother Road.
Okay.
And they got the Ultra and the Busch Light model,
yeah,
as well as the Moscow Mules. And I want to remind you that happy hour starts in about 7 minutes, 3 to 6, and then the reverse happy hour will go 9 to midnight. But they just changed some of their specials. So once again, the Tower Station Mother Road, Ultra, Busch Light model, and the Moscow Mules. So, and at the top there, I'm going to have all the food specials because every once in a while we got to sample the fine food here at Twin Peaks.
And we do. This just sucks. This has been awful. I have to listen to you
know, man.
instead of Serena.
I know. It just happened. She was all ready to come.
I know.
She
I
goes,
know. She was right here.
Because you see over there.
I saw her. I see her there.
If I pan the camera that way, you see that complete side.
It's full over
That's
there.
right. And then Lenny's at the bar. She's been taking care of us in the other row on this side.
Yeah.
So she slammed. And then you got the bartenders or bartender S's. What do you call bartender?
They're just bartenders.
Bartender. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little busy out here too at Twin Peaks Tempe location, Tempe Marketplace.
Okay, so it is a off day for the Diamondbacks as they took the bus yesterday after the win in Pittsburgh. Manuch is still crying about that.
I'm not crying. It's just so funny that a major league team is taking a bus for an hour plane ride.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, but they probably arrive faster than busing to the airport. Then you got to check everything through the airport, put it on the plane, and then
Jimmy, they don't check nothing. They have a charter.
I know they have a charter.
They
but
just go to the place.
No, you have to unload You have to unload the team bus and put it on the plane. Okay,
Right.
all right.
But there's no TSA for their charter.
I didn't say there was. I'm just saying that you checked your bags right onto the plane, but when you just load them onto the bus, you just load. Shut up! You just load them onto the bus, and you drive an hour and 15 minutes, and you're there.
I'm sorry. I just spent 5 years toiling in the minor leagues with a broken down school bus half the time, an old 1972 Greyhound bus. That the seat, when I put my seat back to push, it never went back. That was my assigned seat for 3 years with the Pawtucket gold miners or whatever. I come to the bigs, man. I'm looking for a plane ride wherever we go.
Pawtucket
gold
miners.
God. Or how about the Portland Seagulls, who are actually in the Pacific Coast League? I don't want to go from Portland to Seattle in a bus ride. Yeah, guys, we're gonna watch the scenic views.
That's 50 minutes.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. You can see Mount St. Helens, the mountain that blew its top and had volcanic action.
Can't wait.
You go right by that.
Yeah, I can't wait
to
get
a history lesson. You drive right past Tacoma, and then there's Puget Sound. It's glorious.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the sights that I spent 5 years toiling away on broken down buses. And I don't care if it takes 2 hours. I'm flying. I wonder how many veterans went, you know what? Hey, Skip, do you mind if we just fly ourselves? We don't want to be in a bus for 2 hours to go to freaking Cleveland. Hey, love you, Cleveland folks, but Pittsburgh to Cleveland. And I'm from Erie originally, so I know that route.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Erie,
You go,
Pittsburgh,
it is
Cleveland.
a direct shot up the freeway. I think it's Highway 75. Right up straight into Erie, you hit the 90, turn left, and you're in Cleveland in 40 minutes.
Oh, boy. Hey, guys, guess what? Yeah, you just won this series versus Pittsburgh. Hey, we got little lunches for you. We'll stop at a quick trip halfway there. Jim Bob's truck stop. We'll stop in there. No, there's a Buc-ee's on the way. We'll stop in at Buc-ee's. There's a Wawa we can stop in. You can get sandwiches, but we got to cut your per diem by $50, not $100, be $32 because we're taking a bus. Unbelievable.
Hey, we're here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. We love coming here. There are 5 great locations throughout the valley, and we roll for another hour here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2. Also on the Arizona Sports app, and you can watch us on YouTube as well. We're coming right back with our final hour.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Hey, since you're already listening and you already know about it, why don't you tell a friend in Arizona that the all-new ESPN radio lineup can be heard right here. This is where Arizona connects to the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN 620.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Man Talent. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
One of the best songs of all time, Donna Summer. Oh, it was great. Hey, we are here at Twin Peaks, everybody, here in Tempe. Manuch has got all the specials. It was supposed to be Serena, but I'm stuck with Manuch again.
Well, here's the thing. The summer bikini bash is going on right now. You see all the young ladies walking around in the bikinis. That's going through, I believe tomorrow the 30th, right? Or today the 30th?
Today's the 30th.
30th. All right, so today's the last day.
Okay.
So it's the last day for the summer bikini bash. Some of the classic cocktails for just $6. You can get a sangria, a mimosa with choice of juice, a house margarita, a house Long Island iced tea, or a house Bloody Mary. You ever had their Bloody Mary?
I have.
It's like a meal.
It's unbelievable.
Awesome. Some of the baller shots they have, you got tee shots. You get $7 for the green, $8 for the orange, or $9 for the white. $8 for the Mexican candy. Ooh, that sounds dangerous. $9 for the spicy mango. Don't touch the mango.
Okay.
I think of Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And then margaritas and tequila cocktails. $14 for Twin Peaks Barrel Select Margarita. $10 for the Paloma. And then $12 for the watermelon margarita. And last but not least, as far as the martinis, can you do a martini, just one martini? Could you handle it?
No.
You have to be at home, right?
I would, yes. And I would have to have a pillow because after I finished it, I would just go right to sleep.
So are you extra dirty or dirty?
Oh, I'm a dirty boy.
Okay. All right. Well,
ask anybody. They'll tell you.
Yeah, well, we know that.
You ever have a dirty martini, Manuch?
Oh, absolutely.
They sneak up on you really fast.
Oh, you're not kidding.
My wife, she is the connoisseur of dirty martinis.
With some stuffed olives. Delicious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to have the stuff. You got to have the blue cheese stuffed olives, by the way. But the martinis, you got a $10 lemon drop martini or Jimmy's favorite, the $13 porn star martini.
That would be me. Yeah. That's right in my wheelhouse.
So today is the last day for the summer bikini bash. Get your buns down here for all those specials. We always ask you as Twin Peaks to please drink responsibly.
Always, absolutely. The Diamondbacks, we made fun of them taking the bus to Cleveland, but they do play tomorrow. They open up that series against the Guardians. Manuch, this is a team in Cleveland that is still challenging in the AL Central Division for the top spot. And so they cannot just, meaning the Diamondbacks, walk in and expect Cleveland to lay down because the Guardians are playing for something as well.
The one thing that the Guardians have lost 6 out of the last 10. So you're basically, they won yesterday, so they're looking to get back on a roll.
Yep.
They are just 2 games above 500. They're 2 games back, to your point, Jimmy, 2 games back of the Central. and they're chasing the White Sox. Wait a second. Let me say
what?
that again.
Yeah.
Laz, they're chasing the White Sox right now, who are playing 500 baseball, and behind them. So this American League Central got the Guardians 2 back of the White Sox. That's right. I didn't misspell or mispronounce. The Twins are 3 back. Then you got the Tigers, who are 6.5 back. And as we had mentioned earlier, Skubal looks like he's going to be leaving Detroit, which is very interesting because you sit there and think, well, if they're only 6.5 back, where are they? That being the Tigers in reference to the wild card. Well, they're 4.5 back of Cleveland, who's currently at that 3rd spot in the wild card. So maybe they feel they just are going to be unable to catch anybody for that 3rd spot. That's why Skubal is being rumored to be going to L.A. and or the Dodgers, I should say, the Milwaukee Brewers. So, yeah, this Guardians team is right in the hunt, so they've got something to play for. So they're home, but they've been struggling as of late, but they won last night, so they're looking to try to get back on a roll on their home turf.
The thing that I want to watch for in this series is the pitching, how he decides, meaning the skipper, Torrey, works the bullpen. Because he came out and said, Sewald is not the closer. They'll use him, but he is not designed like he had been as being the closer. You have until Monday, Manuch, to make deals. Are you shopping right now to find a closer? And if you can find somebody that you think would be a perfect fit, what is it going to cost you?
Yeah, I think that's interesting, but the bullpen's had 2 days off.
Yes.
Yeah, Erod go 8 innings. I believe it was Garcia came in and used them, said today off. So their arms should be fine. But moving forward, to answer your question, I got to imagine that they're talking to their scouts to say, hey, look, what do you guys think? The head of scouting, head of baseball operations. And I'm sure that today having the off day, them being in Cleveland, I got to imagine the powers to be had a conference call with Ken Kendrick, the managing general partner, that Hazen, Lavello, his staff, the head scouts said, hey, look, guys, if who would be our top guy that we go after as a closer, what would we give up for it? Who'd be our top guy for a first baseman that we give up for it? Who would be our top bat that we want to go after? Who are we going to get up for it? So it's almost like a draft. So you got your war room. So I got to imagine that they're meeting today. Oh, what a great timing to have a day off today, that they're in their hotel. And I just suspect, because I don't know anything about it, but I had a lot of discussion today with the day off and playing tomorrow, that they're going the what-if game. Okay, let's list our A, B, and C at each position.
Right.
What we can get, what can't we get. I'm sure the accountant is in there as well, too, in reference to what they can afford. They're looking at contracts that are out there. They're looking at, okay, is it a rent-a-player or is it somebody we want to bring in and extend? I mean, there's a lot
that goes into it.
Well, I got to say, there's a lot of minutia going in to all this going on.
Turn his mic off.
But you know what? It's interesting. I just thought, hey, look, what a perfect day for them to really, churn and burn with this, and then have their A, B, and C at the 3 or 4 scenarios we've been talking about all day.
If I'm a player and the coaching staff is going through what you just described, I'm at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what I'm doing today.
Sure. I mean, the players having the day off, relax.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not going to have
break away from it for a few hours.
Well, they're not going to have many days off.
That's right.
After this. I mean, after this 3-game series, they're coming right back for a 4-game set with the San Diego Padres. And then they just keep going. And then they'll have a 3-game set with the Dodgers. And then they'll have another 3-game set with the Rockies. And then they'll finally, August 13th is their next official day off, because they'll be traveling, won't be by bus, by airplane to Atlanta.
Oh, you mean they're not going to bus to Atlanta?
Can you imagine that? So this is, I mean, you look at this schedule, Jimmy, they've got, you're looking at 3, you're looking at 7, you're looking at 10, 13. They got 13 games in a row before they have a day off that are going to mean something from somebody. And the Padres, where they go 2-2 and they were over there with the Padres.
Yeah.
And then the Dodgers, who got spanked, got swept by the Diamondbacks over there before the break.
Before the break, yeah.
Are going to want a little bit of vengeance coming in and playing at Chase Field. So this has been a good day off for management to consider who we want to go after, who's viable, and then on top of that, with Sewald, and you brought this up, Jimmy, Sewald going to be part of the rotation of a closer. Okay, what does that mean? And Laz gave us an update on Puck and Martinez. They're not going to be back for a while. And so, okay, who do we have? Who's available? Let's look at their metrics. Let's look at them against the Cleveland hitters. I mean, there's so much going on in that room on this off day with management, with Torrey, with Kaplan, who's a pitching coach.
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of big skull sessions going on there in Cleveland, Ohio.
So one of the things that I'm going to really kind of lock into when that series begins is I want to see what Cleveland does. I want to see how Cleveland reacts to the Arizona Diamondbacks. A, their pitching. B, they're hitting against the D-backs pitching. And if they are going to get a quality start, Manuch, you told me before the show began today that the first two guys on the staff in this series are going to be the rookies.
Yeah, they are. And Brad's got the bump tomorrow, followed by Drake on Saturday. And, you know, the kids are playing, they're pitching well. But you have a team like Cleveland who's chomping at the bit to go, we got to win this series.
Yes.
They're going to try to get all over these two young guys. And then you got Fott, who's going to be taking the bump on Monday. Now, it works out fairly well. So you got Brett tomorrow night, then you got Drake, and then last but not least, Merrill Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you got a veteran before you leave Cleveland. Then you got Fott, Rodriguez, Brett, Drake, Kelly, Fott, Rodriguez. Repeat cycle, right?
Yep.
Very dangerous for a team that's currently in second place in the wild card, that being the Diamondbacks, to have the two young guys who they feel pretty good about. But you just brought it up. Hey, bullpen, heads up, all hands on deck, because you don't want to go into, Cleveland and go, well, they're not going to be vitally important to us as far as our division. Well, like hell,
I understand that.
You got to keep pace with Philadelphia,
yes,
with the Cubs,
yes,
and the Nationals and the Pirates.
Yeah.
So you don't want to. They're not blowing it off by starting young guys, but see, it's kind of put the Diamondbacks in a bind by having two start, Brett and Drake.
That's it.
So if they can come away and win at least 1 out of 3, if not 2 for 3, and you come back against the Padres, you're pretty much going to have that all coming back with Kelly on Sunday, and then getting Fott, Erod, and then Brett back in the saddle. So it's going to be very, very interesting that these bats come alive against this Cleveland pitching staff.
We are here today at Twin Peaks in Tempe. We've got about another 45 minutes or so. Manuch is already ordering food and a dirty martini.
No,
I can't wait to see how this works.
No, I got to go work guys out. I'm not ordering no martinis. No, not unless I'm home to have a dirty martini.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates. Yeah, and Jeremiah Love, his name is on that list, and rightfully so. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Looking for a new ride? Make the right choice. Ride Honda in Scottsdale. Whether you're shopping for a fuel-efficient Civic, a family-friendly CRV, the rugged Passport, or the all-new Accord, Ride Honda has the selection, value, and customer service Arizona drivers trust. Plus, their experienced service team is here long after the sale. Visit the showroom on Scottsdale Road just south of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard or shop anytime at RightHonda.com. That's RightHonda.com, where Arizona drives Right Honda.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Live Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
First and goal from the 2. Irish trying to take the lead. He handed it off to Love, who stays on his feet. Love! It's in the end zone. Thank you to NBC for the highlight. Jeremiah Love, now he will toil for the Arizona Cardinals, a rookie in the NFL. Welcome back, everybody. We are here, Twin Peaks in Tempe. We've been here all afternoon. We roll until 4 o'clock, and then we are out of here. And Manuch has got a coach quarterback, so he decided that he will forego the dirty martini tonight.
Or the Choco-tini. Had a Choco-tini.
Yeah.
Didn't settle with my stomach very well. But yeah, that's a date night thing, or when we're home.
I got you. All right, so we just referenced Jeremiah Love. In your estimation, is he the top rookie right now to be the top offensive rookie for the NFL?
Well, right now, Dan Parr of NFL.com. I love the list that come out to occupy these guys, Tom. So the story is the top 11 NFL Rookies of the Year candidates for 2026. So you might be surprised with this one, folks. We're going to start with number 11. And yes, it is Carson Beck of the Arizona Cardinals.
Interesting.
Yeah, Carson Beck. And what they're saying is that, hey, look, you look at a lot of rookie quarterbacks that came on late, that started late.
Yeah.
They go back to Eli Manning coming in reference to him when I think they played 10 games that Eli took over. Talk about Tyler Shuck taking over the last 9 games for the New Orleans Saints. And what they're saying is, hey, look, don't count them out. With the toughest schedule in the league, if Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew do go down, or if the Cardinals start to falter very often in their games, he might be a candidate that plays sooner rather than later. So they're kind of betting on the come in reference to Carson Beck. Number 10, Antonio Williams, Commanders wide receiver. Now, they talk about McLaurin has, going to get his fair share. But if he can get the trust of Jaden Daniels and with his receiving core, this young man is a home run hitter. and he's one of those guys. Now, McLaurin's a hell of a receiver.
He is. He's really good. Terry McLaurin.
He's not the home run hitter or the guy that they're looking for. So they're looking at Antonio Williams in Washington. That could be that guy that catches the football more so than not. Number 9, Omar Cooper, wide receiver, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver for the Jets. Now, they had a pretty good draft. He was drafted 30th overall. But you look at Cooper, and there's a couple guys that they're really emphasizing how Geno Smith, now being the quarterback for this Jets team, and you got that guy named Garrett Wilson over there as well, too, right?
Yep.
So they're looking at Omar Cooper, who's a young man that could also stretch the field, be that guy that gets the ball more so than any of the other ones. So you're looking at the deep threat. You got Breece Hall, but they're saying that he could be an extra added piece to this Jets offense. So Omar Cooper Jr. at number 9. Another wide receiver at number 8. How about Casey Concepcion? Casey Concepcion, Cleveland Browns, another wide receiver. Now, they're saying he could be the go-to guy, whoever is the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And they talk about how Jerry Jeudy and Denzel Boston, they're also guys that are out there on the perimeter. But he was drafted in round 2. 15 picks after Concepcion was Boston. So, Jimmy, you got a young group of receivers that could be very impactful, and that could be help that whoever quarterbacks, whether it's Shador or whether it's Watson, as a quarterbacks for Cleveland. Now we're starting to get into the crux of things. At number 7, Deshaun Stribling, San Francisco 49ers wide receiver. We just talked about this a little bit earlier as we had Eric Williams on, who writes for FoxSports.com.
Yep.
You have Christian Kirk is down. You have Ricky Pearsall. Sorry, 49er fans. He could be down for the season.
Yes, that was the report today.
Yeah, the knee swelling has swollen up. Mike Evans is getting long in the tooth. So they're thinking Deshaun Stribling could be, by the way, and he's having a very good training camp so far. So he could be more involved in this offense when you have Evans, you have McCaffrey, and George Kittle. You know, you got basically a lot of the goods are going to be needed. So Debo's gone. And then Knucklehead's gone. He's been gone for a while for this team. He's not coming back anytime soon. Ayuk. So Deshaun Stribling could be that guy. Number 6, Micaiah Lemon, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver.
I could see that.
This kid is.
Oh, I watched him at USC.
The real deal.
He is.
You imagine Devontae Smith, Wicks, and then downtown Hollywood Brown on that roster. Those are 3 guys. And then you add Lemon onto that roster. He's one of those guys that can have a breakout year amongst every one of them. Now, these wide receivers we're mentioning so far, from 11 down to about number 5, are home run hitting rookies. They're kids that could really develop quickly, like some of the quarterbacks. Number 5, Fernando Mendoza.
Is he going to get time on the field?
Well, that's the whole thing with Kirk Cousins being named the starter, right? He could be playing sooner rather than later. Now, think about that. There's been a lot of guys that have won the Offensive Rookie of the Year over the years. Now, I mentioned this several times. Justin Herbert back in 2020. Vince Young for the Titans in 2006.
Okay.
And I mentioned this several times. When Ben Roethlisberger started back in 2004, Tommy Maddox was the quarterback that went down.
He was.
So those 3 I mentioned did not start the season as the starters, and they all came back to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Number 4, Carnell Tate, Tennessee Titans wide receiver with Cam Ward.
Oh, he's a dude, Carnell.
And
Tate.
they're talking about how the chemistry for these 2 in the entire offseason has really worked out very well for them. And I could see that because, you look at Tate and you look at, Wan'Dale Robinson. You'd go, okay, who else are some of those guys to pretty much, go from there? So he's one of those guys that's might be a go-to receiver as a rookie. Number 3, Jadarian Price. Okay, we talked about him as the new running back to replace Kenneth Walker III for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
He's also one of those 5-tool running backs that they say running the football, home run speed, catching the football, routes, blocking, all the above. And Mike McDonald, the head coach, pointed out that the real test for him will be the full contact work, how he handles the physicality. So Jadarian Price is number 3 on this rook for the offensive rookie in the year. So there's the first running back in reference to all that. Another wide receiver, Sun Devil fans at number 2. You'll know this kid, Jordan Tyson.
Yes.
And from all indications, Jordan Tyson has had a great offseason. We had Tyler Shuck on, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Tyler likes him. Kellen Moore, the offensive head coach / OC for this team, really likes him. They think that he'll be more involved than a lot of people think. Now, Olave, the number 1 receiver, and Jordan Tyson could be a hell of a combination. And you think about that. So you think of Shuck, and you think of going back to 2017, Alvin Kamara, who was the offensive rookie of the year, going back to 2017, was one of those other guys that came out of New Orleans because of the need for him. And number 1 is Jeremiah Love.
Absolutely.
He's the guy. It's pretty much a lot of folks are talking about he could be the offensive rookie of the year since Saquon Barkley, first running back since Barkley won it in 2008. Barkley came on the scene, just came out of the chute.
Oh, yeah.
He came out of the chute. He's one of those guys, when you stop and think about it, that can really he did some of the things we went, wow, that could make a lot of things happen. But they say Love is electric. He can carry it. He's a fireball with devastating spin move. He can catch.
Yeah.
He can run. He can hit the home run, whether it's out of the backfield or whether it is catching the football. But, again, as we mentioned with Carson Beck, the toughest schedule in the National Football League. And to avoid the overload, they also mentioned James Conner, Tyler Algier, and they're seeing very much Bijan Robinson-esque is what we could see with Jeremiah Love. So there's your top 11 potential offensive rookies of the year. Jeremiah Love, not to put any pressure on you, JL, but there you go.
I think he's used to being in that pressure.
And you know what? And
it's not a big deal to him.
He expects to
He
perform big
does.
time.
Yes. Yeah, he's come out and say, hey, look, that's what I do. This is what I do. I'm prepared for it. God, you got to like that kid's attitude. It's awesome. Hey, how would you like to have your own portable Bluetooth speaker? Well, we're going to give one away. And here's all you have to do. It's all courtesy of our great partnership with Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. We're going to give you the Bluetooth speaker plus a $100 gift card at Big. So right now, unless you're driving, just text ESPN to 59925. That's ESPN to 59925. You'll be in the drawing for a Bluetooth speaker. You can take it to the lake, on the golf course. You can take it anywhere you want. When Manuch goes to the bathroom, anything. That way you can listen to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B all the time. All right, just text ESPN to 59925. Also, you will receive a $100 gift card from Big's American Bar and Grill. The food's hot, beer's cold. Sports fans, they call it home. When we come back, Hall of Fame game next week. Howard Balzer, longtime NFL writer, is going to be our guest. We're hanging out today, Twin Peaks in Tempe. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs are off today as they travel to Cleveland for a crucial 3-game weekend set against the Guardians. Arizona has climbed into second in the National League wildcard spot, moving past the Phillies, and will look to keep stacking some wins as the playoff race begins to heat up. The expected pitching matchups for the weekend feature Mitch Bratt in Friday's opener, Cole Drake on Saturday, and then Merrill Kelly will take the ball in Sunday's series finale. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Sun's out, Keeney's out. Summer's Best costume party is wrapping up today at Twin Peaks, so cool off with ice cold drink specials, scenic summer views, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts. Get to the lodge for the ultimate summer getaway.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the serpent turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Life can throw a lot your way. For some, that includes first episode psychosis, or FEP. It can feel overwhelming, like hearing or seeing things that aren't there, or feeling disconnected from reality. The good news? FEP can be treated. Recovery can include medication, therapy, and support from peers. There are programs across Arizona with people who understand and are ready to walk with you. It all starts with one click. Visit learnmorefep.org. Sponsored by MacForce, working to build healthier communities.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on SiriusXM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
So next week when we talk to you, you're going to give us a call from Canton, right?
That is correct, sir.
How many times or how many years is it now? I think I counted 222 years you've been going to Canton.
Give or take.
Am I close?
Yeah, give or take.
No, not maybe a little less than that. I got to double check, but I believe the number is around 35. But I often tell the story about the first time I went was in 1980 when I was at the Sporting News. And I found the weekend, and of course it was a lot different then. The enshrinement was on the steps of the Hall of Fame, and they had little tables set up for people, for media to sit on, and sat on a little hill and all that. And then the trucks would be going by on the highway right behind it, honking their horns and all that stuff. But with all the players that would come in, the Hall of Famers and all that, I vowed then I'm never going to miss this weekend. Well, I didn't for about 17 or 18 years. This is where I have to double check it, because then when the Rams moved to St. Louis, I started covering them more on a daily basis. When the earlier years, I was at the Sporting News and I wasn't covering the Cardinals. I would go to games and be there once in a while, but I didn't cover them on a daily basis. So when I started covering the Rams in St. Louis, for the first couple years, 2 or 3 years they were there, I went to Canton. But then I kind of stopped because they would always have a scrimmage and they had practice and all this. And I convinced myself that was more important than going to Canton. Well, around the mid-2000s, I started doing shows for SiriusXM, and a guy named Doug Morton called me. I don't remember when, April, May, something like that. He said, how'd you like to come to Canton and do some shows for us at the Hall of Fame weekend? Keep in mind, a lot of those years I was going, I was paying my own way. I loved it so much. And so when he did that, I said, well, boy, now I don't have to pay my own way. So I said, sure. And I'll never forget, guys, arriving in Canton and being around that place, I said, how did I ever think that a practice in August was more important than going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? And I've been there every year since, except for the pandemic year. And here we are with another one. So like I said, I think it's around 35, and I vow I won't miss it until I'm not able to cover the NFL anymore.
So, here you are, with Larry Fitzgerald going in. Have you covered Larry and got enough information out of him so far? Howard, are you looking to catch up with him even more so next week?
Well, once you're there, there's not a whole lot of time to catch up with the Hall of Famers. They're not available to the media very much. There's a press conference they have on Thursday where guys are available for a short period of time. But, I got all I needed. And in fact, I tweeted earlier today, people who follow me on Twitter, Balzer 721, I tweeted a cover of the Hall of Fame yearbook for this year, which you can now buy if you put the link there. And I did a story in the magazine on the enshrine going back more than 30 years of enshrinees that have chosen family members to present them. And Larry has done that with having his son. Of course, his dad was supposed to be in on it also with his son, Devin. But Larry Sr. sadly passed away at the beginning of June. But I did a story on those family presenters, which is in the yearbook. And then, of course, Kent Summers, the longtime Phoenix guy for the Arizona Republic, beat writer, columnist. He wrote the story on Larry. So I've got plenty of stuff there. Got some really good stuff from him about choosing at the time his dad and son as a presenter. So I'm pretty set with all that, but it'll still be interesting to hear him at the press conference and then listen to his speech and and all that good stuff.
Howard Balzer is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. He will be at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony next week. They are also going to play the Hall of Fame game. The Cardinals are going to be in that game against the Carolina Panthers. What do you expect to see? Look, they're not going to play any of the so-called star players, but you're probably going to get a pretty good dose of Carson Beck. Are you looking forward to seeing what the third-round pick can do?
Absolutely. And I don't know how many of the real starters we'll see at all in that game. Maybe a series. I'm sure Mike LaFleur will be asked about that next week, and who knows if he'll give it away of what his plan is. But with that being an extra game, obviously, and so many teams avoid playing their starters anyway in these games. So we're going to see a lot of different guys. A lot of young players, obviously, are going to be out in the field. But absolutely looking forward to see how Beck, handles himself and all that. We'll probably see a healthy dose of Kadon Slovis too, because I don't know how much Jacoby Brissett or Gardner Minshew that will play in that game. I'm surprised if it'll be at all. But you never know. You never know how a first-year head coach is going to handle things. But it's still always good to, and it's good they get this extra couple weeks or an extra week of training camp, an extra game, and that's a good thing. Is Mike LaFleur is trying to learn and all the other coaches about this team that they put together.
Howard, it's interesting. Listen to Mike LaFleur at the press conferences. Got the plan, laid it all out. As you mentioned, a lot of young guys. Well, defensively, there's only so many young guys you can play. Offensively, only so many young guys you can play. Is he kind of between a rock and a hard place as to how much guys play and how much they play to learn his system? They already know the defensive system. But from his offensive system, how has he talked about guys learning that or getting the reps under his system with the limited amount of time?
No, well, that a lot of the reps obviously they've been getting throughout the off season, and then in training camp. Even though there's one practice a game, but they're in meetings a lot, doing walkthroughs and all that. But when I say young players, I'm not just talking about rookies. I mean, they don't have that many rookies on the roster. Didn't have that many draft choices and only signed I think 6, maybe 7 undrafted free agents. But when I say young guys, I'm talking about second-year players, third-year players. Guys that are haven't been around that long. And so I'm sure a bunch of those guys are going to be playing. Do we see Will Johnson? I don't know. I don't know about Will Johnson, but certainly Max Melton, Denzel Burke, and some of the other defensive backs that have signed. So I still think that there's going to be a certain amount of those young guys that will get time in that game. It'll just be interesting to see how all the snaps are apportioned and how some of the top guys at the depth chart that are in that young group, if they do play, how long it will be for.
Do you expect them to play Jeremiah Love very much?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I would kind of doubt it. I mean, you definitely want to get him some snaps in preseason, and so who do you? I mean, and they're running. Obviously, I doubt we'll see James Conner. He hasn't even really practiced much since they've been in camp. Certainly with Trey Benson has just started practicing, so we could see it. A healthy dose of Trey Benson, Bam Knight, Corey Kiner, some other guys that are on the roster. But yeah, I'm not going to say I'll be surprised if Love plays, but maybe they get him out there, like I said, for a handful of snaps just to get him the feel for it in the first game of his NFL career. But I'm sure it won't be for very long.
The drop gate that Marvin Harrison Jr. they're bemoaning the fact with, I kind of laugh, Howard. I'm like, look, guys, everybody relax. I just see that. I'm like, you know what? Wait till the ammo. If he's having issues during the regular season, then it becomes an issue. But I've never seen so many people pound their chest. Well, he's dropping the ball at practices. I don't understand that.
No, I'm totally 100% with you, and especially covering the league as long as I have. I see some of the stuff that gets reported, and I say, come on, you're making a map on the first day of practice on pads, and the guy drops a pass. Oh, my God, we got problems here. And then I saw one. Michael LaFleur talked about Jeremiah Love yesterday and talked about a couple of times in practices he's had to go up and talk to him about things on blitzes, picking up that's always an adjustment for rookie running back, right? And then I see a story written today that, oh, my goodness, and with the number one team in practice, Tyler Algier had 10 snaps and Jeremiah Love had 4. Oh, boy, we have to start worrying about that. And I'm saying, they've had 2 practices in pads. That's it. I'm waiting for all the breathless reports about the jog through today. Maybe some people reporting, hey, this guy really wasn't jogging very fast. Come on, what's going on? I mean, I some of that stuff is just over the top. At least we haven't seen yet about a quarterback. Boy, he only completed 8 of 17 passes, and and I've seen that around the league where reporters, they start charting that stuff in these practices, and I'm going, come on. I mean, it's just that, people have to understand what practice and camp is all about, and it's kind of, and then I saw a coach say, boy, these pass receivers are really making the defensive backs, look bad, and so. It's just like I agree with you 100%. It's totally exaggerated, and no one should get worried about it at this point of the preseason.
What do you think of LaFleur's comments about? I'm not a big fan of 7-on-7s, 9-on-9s, 7-on-9. That you play football with 11 folks. What do you think of those comments? Where a lot of people talk about, well, we got to do 7-on-7s and 7-on-9s. I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
No, I kind of agree with him. Like you said, 7-on-7 is not football, and the other part is all this stuff in the beginning of camp when they didn't have pads on. That's not football either, and so the tempo is picked up this week. He made the comment the other day, looking forward to the first practice in pads. And he was saying what we've done since April has basically been a glorified passing camp, essentially, right? With, not in pads and, just getting everybody on the same page and all that. But once you put the pads on, that's when you're still not tackling to the ground, but you're still doing studs and all that. You get a better look at offensive linemen and all those things. And you're able to do more with the running game. And he said that the other day. He says this will be, we'll start seeing the run a lot more because that's football. And so I kind of agree with what he said. But, a lot of the things that I think he said, rings true. And I think that, it was like he said over the weekend when someone asked him, well, Jacoby Brissett was 1-11 and as a starter, and a lot of people are saying, why give a raise, to a guy who was 1-11? And he said, why did the team make that decision? And I thought LaFleur gave a great answer when he started talking about. He said, well, there's a lot of reasons that games are won and lost, but so many people pointed to the quarterback. The one thing I've always just raised my eyebrows every time I hear it is when people say, well, the quarterback gets too much credit when a team wins and too much blame when a team loses. That's just the way it is. And I say, well, why is it that way? Why is that just accepted? Obviously, the quarterback has a big hand in winning and losing, but to just point it at him and say he lost. I mean, it's not tennis. It's not golf. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate team sport that there is. And when you have 48 guys, for example, guys active on game day, and virtually all of them will play in the game at some point, except for maybe the backup quarterback. Well, any one of those guys, whether it's on offense, defense, special teams, can make a play that helps you win, or makes a mistake that helps you lose. And so I've never understood that mindset. To me, it's just a lazy mindset that puts it all on the quarterback, and you just ignore everything else that happened in the game as if that has nothing to do with winning or losing.
Howard, you got about 30 seconds here. What's the schedule for this weekend? They're doing a red and white practice is Saturday or Sunday. Are they going to forego that because they're leaving Monday or Tuesday to go to Canton?
So the red and white practice is next week.
Okay.
Because they'll be back from Canton after that, obviously, with the extra game. But it'll be next week. Tomorrow they have a regular practice. Saturday they're off. Sunday's the regular practice, and then they'll have practice next week before traveling to Canton on Wednesday. But like I said, the red and white scrimmage, I guess, basically around the same weekend that it normally is. But it's a week later from when they reported to camp because of playing in the Hall of Fame game.
Always good, pal, when you take time with us. Great information.
Have a good trip.
Yep, we will talk to you in Canton next week. Thanks, man.
I'm looking forward, by the way, to getting out of the plane in Cleveland and feeling the humidity and say to all the weather people here in Phoenix, this is humidity. I mean, people here go nuts, when you get a little bit of humidity, and I'm going, come on. And these are people who lived here for 2 decades or longer. And it's like, you don't even know what humidity is. Give me a break. So I'm not looking forward to that in Cleveland.
I'm with you on that 100%. Thank you, buddy. Take it easy.
All right,
Howard
guys.
Balzer, everybody. You got it. You can follow him on X, HBalzer721. He was driven today by Wright Honda. That's right, Wright Honda. We were there yesterday doing the show live in Scottsdale. Hey, look. They've remodeled. The place is gorgeous. They have a terrific selection. There's no games, no pressure. They have sales, service, and parts. It's all under one roof, and you can shop the entire product of Wright Honda on WrightHonda.com. That's WrightHonda.com. By the way, we will be there every Wednesday, and once in a while we will miss one because we'll be at a Venezia's, so then we'll be on a Tuesday. But count on us every Wednesday at 1 o'clock at Wright Honda. All right, when we come back, one in a row, one call, that's all. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
Lace up for a great cause. Join the 33rd annual Frank Cush Youth Foundation Running for the Brats on Saturday, October 10th at Tempe Beach Park during the Four Peaks Oktoberfest. Every step helps support youth athletics, including girls flag football, Lady Hawk softball, the Frank Cush Scholarship at ASU, Tempe Sister Cities, and kids throughout our community. Register, donate, or volunteer today at Oktoberfest.run. That's Oktoberfest.run. Run, give back, make a difference.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe, it's the way to go. On 977-1900.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Your brain is powerful. It helps you learn, create, and become who you're meant to be. But too much screen time or drugs can make it harder to focus, stay motivated, or even feel like yourself. And over time, your brain needs more of that stimulation just to feel normal. What you do now matters. You've got one brain, take care of it. Learn more at loveyourbrainaz.com. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
It's the Lerner & Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner & Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I think it's got to be an NFL minor league model where we have a salary cap. And, you know, the players are employees. I think, you know, as distasteful as some of that is, I don't think there's any other way that is better than that. And, you know, right now it's out of control. I mean, we're going to have probably, you know, a dozen teams in the next recruiting cycle with $50 million rosters. And you know, there's such a disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And I think that the only way to get that evened out and level the playing field is to go ahead and pattern it after an NFL, like I said, a minor league NFL model and a super league, if you will. And you'll probably see, you know, 48 to 60 teams survive the cut and be on the right side of the line in the sand and proceed forward.
That is Kyle Whittingham. It sounds funny to say this. Now the head coach at Michigan, longtime coach at Utah, now at Michigan. Manuch, he's like talking about might as well just make it a minor league feeder for the National Football League.
Well, we've been talking about this, and there's still a long way to go for that to happen. But we've been talking about the super leagues, the NFL model of you know, minor leagues, so to speak, the hard cap, the have-nots. It's just unfortunate that college sports, especially college football, are going down this road. But this is what happens when you let the genie out of the bottle, the toothpaste out of the tube. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, it's unfortunate that greed has pretty much turned this into an absolute mess in college sports. And I think one of those things that has really done that is all started with the name, image, and likeness.
Yes.
So everybody's like, okay, we want to get ours.
Yeah.
We want a revenue share.
Yeah.
Agents get involved. This kid's making $1 million. Well, I'm better than him, and I'm making $300,000. So the revolving door. This kid goes to that college. He goes to that college. In the meantime, hey, minimum salary, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
For basketball and football players and maybe some baseball players could be $30,000 or could be $8 million.
Unbelievable.
So when a Kyle Whittingham, to you, I'm glad you mentioned that, at Michigan, head coach, speaks that into the universe, you know they're close, Jimmy.
Yeah, they are.
To something like this. You know that the discussions
Yeah.
that they're having. Now, the only hurdles that are yet to be seen is protect the Save College Act that is looking to be voted on by the congressional caucus, if you will, bipartisan. And all they're waiting for right now is for some of the adjustments that the Big Ten and the SEC are looking for.
That's it.
And to get their feedback in order to pass this one way or the other. Now, the SEC and Big Ten were supposed to have their latest interpretations if they wanted to see back to Congress. I think it was yesterday morning at 9 o'clock. They did not. So right now they're still waiting for the SEC and the Big Ten to basically sign off or basically give their blessing for them to follow through and get this bipartisan situation. It's called Protect the Save College Act, Protect College Sports Act, and to go ahead and make it unanimous what you can spend, what you can do eligibility-wise, what are the guardrails per se for college football. So like you heard Coach Whittingham say, hey, look, if not, there'll be the haves and the have-nots, super conferences, and then the rest of it.
And the rest. That's it. Hey, that's our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. For more information, just go online, lernerandrowe.com. One call. That's all. It's Lerner and Rowe. Let's get you to What's on Tap. It's sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's Bud Light, the official partner